All right, well, we're here with Steve Young. Needs no introduction, but I think,
sometimes.
sometimes he does. And maybe in the esports world, right? Because this is something that's pretty new for you all.
Well, what's amazing is my two boys, I have a 18-year-old and a 16-year-old, and both of them are not interested in sports. They're not interested in playing sports. My oldest one was had a Twitch handle, and he had like 3,000 followers, and he's an entertainer. Now he wants to go into music theater, and he's a gamer. And then my younger one is 100% gamer. He wants to go to school for it. So for me, I've had to transition and see the incredible possibilities that Skillshot and other companies are providing an opportunity for jobs in the future, for professional. I mean, so to me, you guys are my hero. Like I'm all focused on this, like, because that's my, all politics are local. What happens in my family is what really matters to me. And for my family, it's really getting these kids that my boys love the technology. My oldest was just started. He said, I'm going to publish a game. I'm going to make a game. So he started drawing last week on his iPad. He started from scratch. And I'm like, that's what he loves. And I told him he's going to be a writer. And there's writing in the gaming industry. There's publishing. There's coding. There's art. There's all the parts of it. And so, you got the right guy when you got me going on this. So
I come from a sports background too. I played at UCLA soccer, and so that was my thing. But I'm curious how, like, as a parent, the transition of expecting your kids to play traditional sports and then being so accepting. You seem like you're on the much more accepting path than a lot of parents I would expect this.
My generation of parents are going to be the ones that look down on it and don't think much of it. And the next generation will recognize what the truth is. This is a tremendous opportunity. Now, are there issues that you have to be aware of? Like anything, you can overtrain in soccer. Like anything, it can get out of whack. Right. So to me, the opportunities, parents need to see that there's incredible opportunities in the gaming industry for their kids that love it. That's an attraction, and the parents know it. It's like my kid and in a way that's just, and so use that as a stepping stone or a leg up to all these other publishing, art, writing. It's all part of the gaming industry that you can use this fixation, this fascination with gaming can leap into all these other places. That's why the parents today, my age, need to recognize that do not be late on this, because you're just being truly old-fashioned. It is, and I'm not trying to say something, I'm trying to fool you or fake you out. This is like something that you need to get on board with, because the opportunities are immense.
Wow, I mean, no introduction and no words after that. Thank you so much, Steve. Drop the mic, exactly. Thank you so much. And if you look inside, the imagination has certainly been fulfilled here.
My son's in there right now.
Yeah, he's in there right now gaming. All right, well, thank you so much.
Okay, you bet. Take care, you guys.
What's up, guys? Pretty Hair down here at the Johnson STEM Activity Center today in Atlanta, specifically in the 880 zone, which is this fun esports arena. Skillshot has put up a bunch of computers in here. But today is not just about the games and having fun. Today we brought the whole production crew down here. We're teaching these kids a lot of different aspects about potential careers they could be pursuing in technology in a place like this. See, we've got camera stuff here, we've got your technical director, we've got replays, we've got observations. Which one of those fields do you think might interest you the most and you might want to pursue as a career?
Oh, it will be definitely this one because it's actually
Director,
crazy,
huh?
direct.
You want to be in control.
Yes, basically yes, because you get communicate with so many people and you have to be ready. You got to tell them, oh, okay, are you ready? You got to do this. Can you give me another shot or give me another replay, which is actually good, and I really like it. I personally like it.
I'm here with Brandon Chubb of the Carolina Panthers out here in the Johnson STEM Center. And just what kind of got you involved in this?
The Johnson STEM Center has a lot of good things going on, getting youth active and learning STEM and all these activities. So I just wanted to check it out and see how it goes.
What is something you want to kind of tell the youth of in this arena?
So I would tell them, anything you want to do, just put your mind to it. Don't be half-hearted in it. Make sure you go in it all the way. Even if you don't make it to the professional level, it will set you up for other things in your life. You learn so many skill sets, camaraderie, teamwork, especially with these guys on headsets.
Beautiful, Brandon. Appreciate it, man.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
What's up, guys? I'm here with Obi Muhaley again at the Johnson STEM Activity Center. We're here in our Skillshot arena, having some esports, having some fun, playing some games, bringing a lot of kids in. How did you get involved? Because this is kind of a niche thing. It's a fun little thing we got going on.
I've always just wanted to find ways to intersect gaming, helping out kids, giving them opportunities, and so I was really blessed to meet Lonnie and his whole crew at the Johnson STEM Academy. And so when we saw this, my mind was just blown. It's still blown.
So what's a message that would you give to kind of kids in this arena who are aspiring to be that 1%, to be that success story in their field?
Be great. Be great at whatever God puts in front of you. You got an opportunity. Work hard. Do everything you got to do. Follow instructions. Find a mentor. But if you can be great at esports, take a shot at it because you never know until you try.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you so much, Obi.
No problem, man. Thank
Appreciate
you.
It. So as we're kind of wrapping up here for our tournament on the day, we had a lot of fun. A lot of these guys just came out to play some games. We actually got to sit down and, of course, teach along the way about what really goes into something like this at the Johnson STEM Activity Center, and specifically in the 880 zone here. We're here to have fun, but also kind of give these kids an inside look at potential career opportunities and what technology can really do for them in their future. For a lot of us here in esports, myself included, it's something that we've done out of passion, and I'm sure access to a great resource like this would have been something we all would have loved to get hands-on with earlier on in our careers. But it's great for these guys to get out here and do something like this. From all of us at Skillshot Media, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
All right, well, we're here with Steve Young. Needs no introduction, but
Sometimes.
sometimes he does. And maybe in the esports world, right? Because this is something that's pretty new for you all.
Well, what's amazing is my two boys. I have a 18-year-old and a 16-year-old, and both of them are not interested in sports. They're not interested in playing sports. My oldest one was had a Twitch handle, and he had like 3,000 followers, and he's an entertainer. Now he wants to go into music theater. And he's a gamer, and then my younger one is 100% gamer. He wants to go to school for it. So for me, I've had to transition and see the incredible possibilities that Skillshot and other companies are providing an opportunity for jobs in the future, for professional. To me, you guys are my hero. I'm all focused on this, because that's my, all politics are local. What happens in my family is what really matters to me. And for my family, it's really getting these kids that my boys love the technology. My oldest was just started. He said, I'm going to publish a game. I'm going to make a game. So he started drawing last week on his iPad. He started from scratch. And I'm like, that's what he loves. And I told him he's going to be a writer. And there's writing in the gaming industry. There's publishing. There's coding. There's art. There's all the parts of it. And so, you got the right guy when you got me going on this. So
I come from a sports background too. I played at UCLA soccer, and so that was my thing. But I'm curious how, as a parent, the transition of expecting your kids to play traditional sports and then being so accepting. You seem like you're on the much more accepting path than a lot of parents I would expect in this.
My generation of parents are going to be the ones that look down on it and don't think much of it. And the next generation will recognize what the truth is. This is a tremendous opportunity. Now, are there issues that you have to be aware of? Like anything, you can overtrain in soccer. Like anything, it can get out of whack. Right. So to me, the opportunities parents need to see that there's incredible opportunities in the gaming industry for their kids that love it. That's an attraction, and the parents know it. You know, it's like my kid and in a way that's just, and so use that as a stepping stone or a leg up to all these other publishing, art, writing. It's all part of the gaming industry that you can use this fixation, this fascination with gaming can leap into all these other places. That's why the parents today, my age, need to recognize that do not be late on this, because you're just being truly old-fashioned. It is, and I'm not trying to say something, I'm trying to fool you or fake you out. This is like something that you need to get on board with, because the opportunities are immense.
Wow, I mean, no introduction and no words after that. Thank you so much, Steve. Drop the mic, exactly. Thank you so much. And if you look inside, the imagination has certainly been fulfilled here.
My son's in there right
Yeah,
now.
he's in there right now gaming. All right, well, thank you so much.
Okay, you bet. Take care, you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got one heck of a show for you tonight. 4 students and a championship caliber roster on the back end with 2 retired professional football players and one heck of a streamer and entertainer. Tonight we see if the pros can handle the sticks, and we see if the streamers and entertainers can handle the pressure while taking on the so-called professionals. But first, we set up the night with the 2 show matches between Atlanta and Tampa. Are you ready? Good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world, hello and welcome. My name is Trevor McNeil, and I will be the opening host for tonight's festivities. And I'll be calling the action later on with a +1, but I'm going to take as long as I possibly can to introduce him because, frankly, this is my time to shine. And we are so excited for all of you to be joining us here. We have a phenomenal show that is going to be action-packed from start to finish. You can be sure to connect with us on social media as well, using the hashtag 8to80 to keep up with all of this and get your predictions in, keep the conversation rolling. I mean, we're just here to watch some good times roll, right? That's all we have to do. You can let us know what you think in the chat. We'll be there lurking as well. But as I mentioned, it's not going to be just me. There's always a +1. So I guess, pretty glad to introduce alongside me, Troy Welling, coming into the show again outside of the north side of Nevada. Troy, welcome on in, and how are you doing tonight?
Good, man. North side of Nevada, yes, indeed. I'm excited, though. I mean, this is going to be a lot of fun. Like we've been saying, like we're going to talk about a lot, obviously, for a great cause, for charity, for the 8to80 Foundation. So I think it's another great event, and really happy to be a part of it and watch. Let's see if the 2-time can get into some action later on and see if he can remain his streak as, the champion of champions later on. But yeah, I'm really excited to get into this.
I mean, of course, the 2-time, right? It's everybody's got their own little claim to fame. You got the 2-time here going up against the double 3-time. So I mean, it's gonna be that's why I give it the championship caliber, because one of these two is gonna walk away. It's either gonna be a 4-time champ now, or we're gonna have Doc. Maybe he'll be updating his resume to that 3-time. But of course, all of this going on here, helping out with this good cause, the 8to80 being set up, and to help drive this initiative. The Forever Young Foundation are setting up these zones. They're calling them the 8to80 zones because, of course, Steve Young being known as number 8 for the San Francisco 49ers to Jerry Rice with number 80. And they're physical centers providing underserved communities with these areas to be able to kind of just hang out, play games, learn a thing or two while you're there. I mean, these are just phenomenal centers that are really setting up these communities that and giving them opportunities they wouldn't otherwise have.
Yeah, we know how important that is in general, to be able to have that kind of opportunity. Obviously, the whole esports industry is so new to everybody still. So, even our generation, we're both fairly young. We're still getting into the esports industry and still trying to understand what's going on with everything and the professional careers you can take. And if you were here for the earlier part of the show, we saw a little bit about what Skillshot's been doing and what 8to80 has been doing, getting those centers up and running and showing a little bit more of like the career side of esports and showing like the technical direction, the producing side, and then obviously what we do, you get to the casting, get to the commentating. There's so many like broadcasts into esports, and I think it's awesome to be able to have all this opportunity, and for people, like Steve Young, like Jerry Rice, to start seeing this opportunity in esports and in gamers.
And of course, it's just only going to get bigger as time goes on. I mean, over the last year alone, the esports industry has just exploded. I mean, to the moon. Like, we're taking this rocket to the moon here. That's the only direction that we're going, and it's only going to continue to grow now that we start to see. I mean, as Steve Young said, that generation of parents are going to look down on it, but they're going to start to see the amount of opportunities that it's going to offer, because it's not just playing video games you're not just wasting your time playing games. There's art, there's design, there's commentating, production. I mean, the engineering. There's just so much more to this scene that can correlate and translate into other career fields at the same time. So the fact that you get the 8to80 connection with Skillshot, and then you talk about, giving opportunities for Scholastic Esports to kind of tag in a little bit along the way. I mean, this is just a phenomenal setup here across the board, and you can't give enough credit to be able to have legendary names like Steve Young and Jerry Rice to participate in something like this.
Yeah, and we can't cut down on the Doc. Obviously, the 2-time himself, we gotta keep his name rolling in that mix of champions, because if he's got to live up to his name, it's got to be today against 2 Hall of Famers. He's got quite a bit on his belt to take on. So I'm really excited for that match coming up later on. But yeah, obviously this is all, we're going to just keep going back to the fact that this is all about the charity, all about 8 to 8 or 8 to 80 and trying to, power them up and trying to get more access to these kind of centers around the world for those communities that can't really afford it or have the opportunity. So I think, it's awesome. If you want to donate, there will be a link kind of floating around. It is on Tiltify. You can search 8 to 80. You can find that there. That will be where you can donate. But, this is going to be an awesome event. We obviously have a couple of show matches. We got the big match later on. It is going to be a lot of good Madden action, and really just excited to see. There's a lot of pride on the line, too, because we know it is going to be Atlanta versus Tampa Bay. So it is going to be a lot of pride in those two areas and those two centers. So we'll see how those play out, too.
I mean, you touched on the fact that this is the charity, and there is going to be the link on Tiltify. You can go and search, as you mentioned, as you click it down below, as to where you can get more information and where you can donate to. Steve Young's son, Jackson, actually is doing, from my understanding, a 24-hour stream that is going on concurrently and is raising money for this cause as well. So you can go to the link down below and get all the information, donate to the cause as well. I mean, this is just phenomenal to be able to have, as we mentioned, legendary players coming together. Plus, even the opening games, right? Just being able to have the opportunity like, hey, yeah, I played Madden in a show match against the guys in Tampa or against the guys in Atlanta as like the opening card for Steve Young, Jerry Rice, and Dr. Disrespect. Like, how much cooler is that? I wish I could say I did something like that when I was 16 years old, but
yeah, fortunately you're just bad at video games, so I don't think that will ever. That time will ever run out. But yeah, excited for those show matches like we were talking about. The showcase is going to be featuring, obviously, in Madden, 21 players from Atlanta's JSAC 8 to 80 zone against student in the Tampa Skills Center 8 to 80 zone as well. So like we said, there's a little bit of pride on the line. Obviously, it's all for show matches, all for charity, all for fun. But I myself, personally, if I took that head to head, I would take that pretty seriously. I would want to be in that action and to be a part of it, obviously, just to be a whole part of this entire thing. Like you said, make sure to go look for Steve Young's son, Jackson. He's going to be streaming 24 hours to try and raise money for the charity as well. So send some love his way. And we are going to be going into some great events later on. But to get there, we have a little interview that Trevor ended up doing that was probably pretty exciting, I would say. Trevor, I want to get your input, obviously being able to kind of talk to who you talk to.
But it was okay. So it was a little exciting, I guess. I mean, just out of the blue, like, hey, by the way, we have an interview set up. Then is it okay? Can you talk to Steve Young, Jerry Rice, real quick, and Jackson? Kind of get a little feel for them. Like, you know what? I guess I can make time for those three. But yeah, we're not gonna spoil anything about it yet. It was a phenomenal time. Those guys. I mean, I barely even had to do anything. I just had to show up. I asked a couple of questions, and then they just took off with it, and I didn't even have to do anything. I mean, everything they had to say was on par with everything I was going to ask anyways, and a lot of good information, and I love just to see kind of the origin and the foundations of where they're coming from with this 8 to 80, building these charities, building these foundations for these people to be able to experience something that they might not otherwise be able to in esports, in gaming, in the industry of broadcasting in general. So yeah, it was a nice little pleasure to be able to talk to those guys about something, and I mean, they did all the work for me, so I really didn't have to do that much. But it was okay. It was all right.
Yeah, it's always nice to have you're just like, here, I'm going to throw this out there, like, and I'm going to take it from here. And you're like, okay, you could go ahead and do that. Obviously, there's a lot to talk about with, just the esports industry, like we saw in the interview earlier on with Rain Day and Steve Young, kind of talking about himself. He's like, yeah, my sons aren't really interested in sports. Even though I'm a Hall of Fame quarterback, my sons want to play video games. And you're like, dude, that's just ridiculous. And he's like, no, it's actually not. It's a career path, and it's something that is starting to spark in this these day and age. And it's really exciting to see that and to obviously get that backing, as just getting the backing itself, but also as like if you're one of his sons, if you're like Jackson, having that backing of just your parents wanting to you to succeed in the industry and supporting you along the way is something huge, because it's never really been a thing. It's never been somewhere where you're like, yeah, I could totally take my gaming career and excel and just boost off into the future with that. It's never been a thing until recently. So I think having that kind of support already is going to be huge.
All right, Troy, now I'm going to flip the script. I did my time. I interviewed them. Now I'm going to take this brief moment to interview you. We've got 2 show matches coming up, as we mentioned, Atlanta and Tampa Bay after the break. Any quick thoughts about the upcoming matches? What are you looking forward to? What do you think these guys? I mean, you already said that like you're going to want to pedal to the floor, try hard, wipe the sweat off your brow in this Madden competition. Is that you expect to see that? And also, who do you think is going to come out on top?
Yeah, I expect to see that also because, like I said, they got a lot of pride on the line. Pride itself is one of the most driving factors in trying to win something. So I would say it'd be pretty competitive, but just like looking at the overall team, the Atlanta Falcons versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, obviously one of them going to the Super Bowl, one of them is not. So you kind of can give the edge to one team over the other. Tampa Bay Buccaneers obviously have a really strong roster as far as just their offensive line or offensive core, not just their line, but they have great linebackers as well on the defense. It's a very solid team. Atlanta Falcons also have a great offense, but that's kind of like their main focal point. So Atlanta Falcons got to be kicking it off on offense, in my opinion, in order to kind of see that back and forth kind of shootout style where it's just both offenses just going for touchdowns the entire game.
Yeah, that's something I'd love to see. Minimal defense. Honestly, that's like I want it to be like a Big 12 football game where it's just we don't do this. We're gonna throw for 6 touchdowns, 500 yards, and let the running backs do whatever they want. That's the kind of gameplay I'm looking for, and hopefully that's what we're gonna get. Of course, we do have those 2 show matches. The first one gonna be coming up right after this break. We'll see 2 of the students facing off, one in Atlanta, one in Tampa. Of course, who knows? Maybe we'll see some stars. Maybe Matt Ryan's going to be the hero we never knew we needed, and Tom Brady's just going to go home. And it's not going to be as cold as when he went home to New England. But, it's still Tampa anyways. First show match going to be coming up right after this break. Stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back here to the Skillshot Showcase, live on the showcase.skillshot.com, streaming on YouTube as well, of course, where all of this is going down. My name is Trevor McNeil, welcoming you here as we get ready for the first show match in Madden 21, and I cannot do this one alone. There's always going to be a +1 beside me. Troy Welling coming in alongside today in the action. Troy, hello, how are you? How you doing?
Good, great, fantastic. How are you doing?
Great. Good, great, fantastic.
Okay,
I'm excited for some match.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it's great. Everything's great here. Obviously, we're getting into some show matches here shortly. But like we've been talking about a little bit beforehand, it is like, center versus center, 8 to 80 center versus 8 to 80 center, two different areas. So it is going to be still pretty competitive, I'd like to say. I'd like to think. I think we saw them playing a little bit earlier, kind of warming up and getting ready. So I think it is going to be a good match. And just, teeing up, at least going into the game, kind of what you think they might be trying to aim for. Obviously, a lot of people in Madden tend to go, I guess it depends on your team, but you usually like to go with a more run-centric offense, but it definitely depends on what you're working with. And both of these teams probably want to work with their quarterback and wide receivers just because of how good all of them are in general. You obviously have, for the Atlanta Falcons, you have Calvin Ridley, Julio Jones, and Matt Ryan. Those are kind of your three focal points. Hayden Hurst, even a good tight end option there as well. A really good offense in that point. But on the other side, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tom Brady, Gronk, Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, dude, it just goes on. It just keeps going. And they have quite a receiving core on that team as well. Rojo in the backfield with Leonard Fournette, who's just kind of casually chilling there as well. See if he makes an appearance tonight. But it's a stacked team. We'll see if the Falcons do win this. I got to give it to the player. I think that's a competitive disadvantage already with how stacked that Buccaneers team is. But I think it'll be a fun match.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the rosters, obviously you can favor towards one side or the other. We'll take a look into the format to see how things are going to be going down for these opening show matches. And as we go into it, it is going to be, as we mentioned, Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers facing off in a 1v1, 7-minute quarters. So it's not quite the minimum. It's a nice little middle ground, where you have some time to work with. 40-second play clock, standard runoff as well. And the player is going to coin toss ahead for the choice of the field as to who plays home, who plays away. So when it really comes down to it, granted, sure, we're going to favor a little bit towards the Tampa Bay side because of the talent in the roster and their offseason pickups. Phenomenal. I mean, you have to give them the golden award for, they had the best offseason in the NFL, and I don't care who you are, that's just the cold hard truth to it. You have to edge Tampa, but like you said, you look at it, it comes down to the player. If Atlanta's going to come into it, then yeah, it's going to be a lot of credit to the player for the Falcons to beat up on the Buccaneers.
Yeah, I completely agree, but I still think there's something on the point. I mean, obviously anyone can do anything in Madden. My favorite team, the Broncos, they're not too stacked on Madden, but you can definitely beat people that play with the Chiefs if you just know how to play. It's like, that's the main thing it really comes down to. Obviously, if you got better players, it'll be pretty nice. They'll make better runs, get open more, but if you have the versatility and the options, if you're good at audibles especially, that's something huge in Madden, is being able to read the defense, and obviously in real life as a quarterback, read the defense and changing the play up and seeing where you want to go and where you want to direct it. So that'll be something to see if either one of these guys is going to do that as well, because going for a running play and then deciding it's got a stacked box, I'd rather go for a pass here and there's only one safety in the back. It's going to make it a lot easier if you're going to be able to read like that. So we'll definitely see that.
And here we are starting out. We can introduce our first player competing today from the JSAC. 16 years old, Wahid Warren, coming out of, as I mentioned, Atlanta, Georgia, interested in engineering computer sciences. We talked about this is the sort of type of industry that you can get these crossovers. It's not all video games. It's not all just commentating. It's not all just playing video games 9 to 5. There's so much more to it. You can get into engineering computer science, design, art, coding. There's so much to this. And of course, what teenager doesn't have the hobbies of gaming and sports with a little bit of animation in there as well? So already well on track to be able to get a really solid degree with an interest for a career like that and already the experience of animation under your belt.
Yeah, and on the other side, we have his fierce competitor, who is going to be Jelani Jackson, who hails from Tampa, Florida, at the 8 to 80 Skills Center, coming in from 16 years old, King High School, currently drawing, video games, and exercise as the main hobbies. All great hobbies. I wish I could still be able to exercise. I can, just lazy at this point. But obviously, drawing in video games, great combination there. We heard that, from Steve Young earlier, Jackson, or one of his younger sons, wants to get into, animating and actually designing a full video game. That's something that, maybe Jelani Jackson's looking forward to in his future as well. If you're good at drawing, good at video game, or you like the concept of the passion for video games, that's definitely a career that we'll see going for those two. But yeah, Jelani Jackson versus Wahid Warren for the first show match of the day. Like we said, Atlanta Falcons versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers. A lot, not on the line, but a lot of pride on the line between these two centers here to see which one is going to top the other. But, interested to see how they're going to go into it. Looks like we're getting ready to go into some action. Seeing Tom Brady, the X Factor, as of course has been for 15 years or so that he's been around. But we'll see. Everyone in chat, let us know who you think is going to end up winning this first game, Atlanta Falcons or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let us know who you're rooting for. Steve, who you guys are rooting for later on. If you're rooting for Dr. Disrespect or the two Hall of Famers, Jerry Rice and Steve Young, let us know as we get into this first game. Like I said, 7-minute quarters. Going to be interesting to see how this plays out, where they decide to take their offenses. Like I said earlier, is it going to be a main run game centric offense, or are we looking towards the passing? Kind of mixing up here and there. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what sort of approach these players have because of the sense that you can do Madden in whatever way that you want. As we get set for the opening kickoff here in our first show match of the Skillshot Showcase, supported from the 8 to 80 Foundation, and we are underway. Short kick to about the 12-yard line, very returnable. Going to get to about 25, almost shedding one tackle, and not a bad start here as we are going to be starting out with Atlanta with the ball.
At home at the Tampa Bay field as well. We'll see if that home field advantage is going to help going into this game. We're going to take a look at Matt Ryan and the Atlanta Falcons offense first, as they did end up taking that receive on the kickoff here. Going to start off with Todd Gurley, though. He takes quite a bit, gets 8 yards on the rush, and already seemed to be a good start for the Atlanta Falcons. But the main focus, like I said, is going to be like we could see just a shootout and both defenses struggling, but the Tampa Bay line and the Tampa Bay defense definitely could have an edge. But it's just up to the playmaking skills of the Atlanta Falcons, which, like we were talking about earlier, we'll see if he can do that.
Ryan under center, going to drop back. See our first pass of the day, going to float it up, and Julio, uncharacteristic, not going to be able to make that catch. I don't know if that's just, I don't know if he switched over to Julio to try to get that one, but just didn't quite have the timing down. Certainly had the opening, but couldn't get that completion. So first one falls incomplete. 3rd and 2 coming up. Imagine we're going to have Gurley running this, but nope, short one, going to dump it off again if he can, right over the middle. And that one is going to be enough contact on the backside of Julio. He's going to get drops. Now, first 4th down. Let's see if we get our first punt out of this one, I expect.
Do you fake it, or do you go for the punt? Obviously, he's going to go for the
35-yard line?
Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong. I just saw the 4th and 2 and was like, yeah, this is go for it. But, yeah, 35-yard line. See if this is a good punt. If it stays before that line, it doesn't. It was a great punt. Would have almost gotten down at the 1. Obviously, a lot of people in Madden tend to kick it towards the sideline. Makes it much easier as far as punting goes to just kind of kick it and try and hope you get it between that 5 to 10-yard line area. But that is going to be the first turnover of possession, as it looks like Ronald Jones going out for a nice run there for Tampa Bay. But we'll see how the game progresses. Only a minute in, so still plenty of time for both sides to get some action. But already seen some run offense and some pass offense on both sides being generated.
Yeah, it's really not a whole lot here. Expected, as you mentioned, the offensive front here for Tampa Bay is pretty good, and we'll expect to see at least some decent running game from them. You see Gronk lined out to the right. Trick set up right there. Brady going to drop back the pass, going to go for the out route. Looks like a little too far out. They're going to give him credit for the catch. Surprisingly, that's going to be about a gain of 14. Call it 13. Mike Evans there, keeping the feet down.
Impressive catch from Mike Evans. We'll see if we'll see his name quite a lot. I'm assuming he's obviously one of the strongest one-on-one receivers, to see if he can keep that going in this game. And we see Rojo getting stuffed in the backfield, and loss of 3 on that play, but almost over to that midfield line. We'll see if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers can score on their first possession, and see how this game continues to go. Obviously, like we've been talking about all day, though. If you guys are new to the stream or new to the event, welcome. This is, of course, a charity event for the 8 to 80 Foundation. You can go ahead and find a Tiltify link that will be kind of hovering around. I think they have it pinned in the YouTube chat as well. Take a look at that. Donate if you can. Is obviously all donations go to this wonderful cause, and they're trying to get these awesome centers, which where these two are playing at is at the 8 to 80 centers in Atlanta and in Tampa. So already kind of seeing the benefits of what you're donating to, and seeing the success of seeing how the future will unfold. And that's, something I've always been, I'm only 22, right? But investing into the future is something that's huge for gaming, especially because of how new it is.
Absolutely. We see the first third down here for Tampa Bay coming. Brady take the snap. Drop back here is going to have Godwin over the middle, and Godwin's going to make the catch, get the first down. Brady perfect, 2 for 2, 25 yards so far. And, you hate to relate video game characters to their actual personas, but, Chris Godwin the last couple of weeks has been having some difficulties holding on to balls. So it's good to see him actually be able to hold on to the catch, get the first down here for Tampa. They followed up with the run, short gain there for Rojo.
Man, genuinely, how do you stop the Tampa Bay offense? I mean, this is even something in real life that teams have struggled with as well. They have so many good players on that team, so many, X factors in Madden that could just storm down the field. You have even like Gronk, who's 30 plus years old. I mean, you have Brady, who's 40 in the backfield, but they just that duo partnership. Even though we haven't seen a whole lot of Gronk this season, still puts on a show every time he catches the ball, and that's something that every single one of these players can do. We even see Leonard Fournette come out of the backfield with a nice, I think, 15-yard rush just about there. So already getting all the players involved that should be involved, and got to start seeing something from the Atlanta Falcons to try and get them to stop him at 3 here.
Ooh. That's exactly what you got to do on the defense to stop Brady, whether it be in Madden or in the real world, is to get the pressure to him. Brady's numbers are significantly worse when he is under pressure, when he takes hits, and when he gets at least 2 sacks in a game. I mean, his quarterback rating is virtually cut in half when you look at the numbers comparatively. So second down, going to go with a run, couple yards there for Ronald Jones. And not too much. They are in a field goal range, so at least already in a position where they could put some points here on their first drive, but another third down coming up. And you know that anything less than 6 is going to be disappointing.
Yeah, I would definitely agree on that. And, something huge in Madden that we're not going to see in this game at all is mobile quarterbacks as well. I mean, even in real life, but neither one of these teams having an extremely mobile quarterback. Nice reception going there as Tom Brady gets another first down. But yeah, no mobile quarterbacks means a lot less pressure, I would say, on the defenses, as they don't have to worry about, having a cover spy or having somebody to watch that quarterback run out, because we know Tom Brady, Matt Ryan, not really moving from that pocket too much. So they'll be staying there, hoping on their receivers to make some space.
Godwin sent in motion, not enough to fool the defense. Jones going to get maybe a yard, second and goal here as we coming up towards the end of the first quarter. Going to have time for 1, maybe 2 more plays, but probably going to be the last one of this quarter here. And already a good drive that the Bucs have put together, and looking to see if they're going to be able to cap this one off. They certainly had the opportunity on that pass to Fournette where he had Evans one-on-one in the corner, but opting for the more open man to at least put them in a better position. Brady take the snap. He's going to roll out to the left. He's got a man short. He's going to go in the end zone to Mike Evans. That's going to be broken up enough. He's not going to be able to come down with that one. Now a third down.
Third and goal, 15 seconds on that clock. Obviously stopped, but we'll see if the Tampa Bay offense can generate 6 points here, or if they're going to have to stick with the 3. It is going to be a run on third and goal. Something you don't see too often, but it looks like that is going to be the end of the first quarter as the time ticks down. I'm assuming field goal team going to come out, I would assume, for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as they look for 3 points at the end of the first quarter. And, not a terrible start. I mean, if you're the Falcons there, to be able to just stop them for 3 points here, I think is pretty important. So going into the second quarter, going to have a little bit of momentum on their side as far as being able to get that stop there. And we'll see if that can generate some offense as well in the second quarter for the Atlanta Falcons.
And, of course, everybody knows it doesn't matter what the scoreboard says. Tom Brady, especially against Atlanta, can do something. I'm like, going to come in, and Suckup's going to miss that one. A little wide left, and that's a chip shot. Should be a guarantee. So we remain scoreless on the missed field goal. Ball's going to be at the 20 here as Warren and the Falcons take back over.
See, Matt Ryan's going to start this one out. Has a couple wide open receivers.
Gurley.
Actually going to be his choice down the line. And that is a 30-yard completion, the first one in the game for Matt Ryan as he gets them down the sideline. Gurley making obviously a great running back that has some great hands for catching as well. So he's able to secure one there and get him past just past that midfield mark, as we see the Atlanta Falcons already off to a good start here.
Able to shoot the gap on the coverage there. Once again, lining up in the shotgun. You have a couple coming across the middle. He's going to sling it as soon as the route breaks. Calvin Ridley's going to come up with that catch. Going to be good for 14 and a first down. And this is kind of what you would expect to see. I mean, when you have a healthy Atlanta Falcons roster with Calvin, Julio, Gurley, I mean, they have the potential to produce yardage. They just haven't quite done so in this season. Of course, that's why they found an early exodus to the NFL season this year. Going back to again, and that's another one. Julio caught another first down, and all of a sudden, Atlanta is rolling down the field.
Yeah, that is 3 straight completions, being able to get 15-plus yards in every single one of them from Matt Ryan and the Falcons offense. Making some space here, obviously, and we see another potential completion here. Gets knocked out, though. Hit stick coming in from the Tampa Bay defense. Does stop a little bit more. I mean, that's a good momentum stopper, at least. He was obviously rolling, had some great receptions, got down the field insanely fast. That's good to stop the momentum. We'll see what he can do from here, though. Going to go with that running play. Okay. Todd Gurley going to get 6-ish yards there and get them closer to another first down, potentially to that goal line. See if they can get that goal to go here on 3rd and 4.
Third down in the gun. You got trips close to the right. Another pass coming across. You have a couple going over the middle. Julio in the end zone is going to be the target, and he's going to be able to hold on for a touchdown. Atlanta Falcons taking the 6-0 lead, answering back immediately after the missed field goal from Tampa. And for Younghoe Koo to tack on the extra point. Kick is up and good, and all of a sudden, in no time flat, Atlanta takes a 1-touchdown lead.
Yeah, and that's the surprising fact. Tampa Bay could have been that first team to put some points on, ended up missing a field goal, and now we're at 7-0 going into the about second half of the second quarter here. Long kick from the kickoff, just going to turn into a touchback as they're going to start out on the 25-yard line. But we predicted it to be a shootout. We'll see if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers can come back and get this offense flowing once again. That passing offense of the Falcons looking real strong, which is kind of what we expected going into this game in the first place. Kind of their main focal point is their insanely good receiving core. So we'll see if they can keep that up, but they're going to have to contend with Brady and the bunch as we see Fournette's going to get that first touch, though, here for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
A couple yards on the inside zone there, and not a lot more than that. So offense going to be picking their play. They got 3 receivers. Gronk is again lined up. Empty backfield this time around here for Tom Brady. As he drops back, you see he's got zone coverage. That's going to be straight to the defense in the zone, picked off. And now all of a sudden Atlanta with the turnover is in good field position at their own 37-yard line.
Yeah, that's a huge turnover right there. Obviously, you already had so much momentum from that touchdown from the previous possession, and then throwing an interception there is going to be massive for the Falcons. I was about to say almost another one potentially coming back, but Julio's going to keep that in, get another 12 yards there. And now the Falcons are really pushing for a strong lead here, even 3 points more. Gets them up 2 possessions in total. We'll see how they're going to progress through this play, where they decide to go. Decide to stick to that running game, waste some time, or keep throwing, because like we've seen some great throws so far. There's another as a dime goes to the back in for a touchdown. Falcons 13-0 so far. Look for the extra point. And that is a costly turnover from Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, as this potentially, puts them down 2 touchdowns total, 14 points. Have to make a recovery.
And quite the opposite of what you would expect to see the Buccaneers. I mean, they thrive off of turnovers, and they do so well to produce points off of those. But just this time around on the other side, I mean, almost had that pick. Jason Pierre-Paul dropping into coverage. Almost had the one, but zone defense wasn't enough. You had the linebacker lined up on the receiver. Kickoff going to be another touchback here. So about 45 seconds later on the clock, Brady heads out back to the field. And I'm sure, if anyone's going to be able to shake it off, it's going to be Brady. But, of course, Jackson under control of the Buccaneers offense is going to be the one that has to find something to at least put some points on the board here.
We'll We'll have to see if the Buccaneers can create that offense, see if he goes with that running plays. We'll obviously see the running play kind of be zoned out here going into the second half. If they are still down a decent margin, that tends to be, the case. You want to start saving time, going for passing plays, and seeing if you can generate more down the field, trying to get more yards in a shorter span of time. But as of right now, still rocking out the backfield with Rojo and Fournette. As we see, Brady hasn't been too creative in this game with his arm just yet. Another nice run there comes out from Ronald Jones as he looks to get that first down, and he does. See, it is going to be going down to the 2 minutes timer here. We'll see as that does take that 2 minute warning. You got to be thinking as the Buccaneers going into the second half. They have a great chance still. They still have 2 minutes in the second quarter to score here, and if they do, I think that's going to be a huge advantage going back towards the Buccaneers, or at least momentum, not advantage. But we'll see. Obviously, has to go down the field, has to find those open receivers. Finds one there, but surprisingly, Mike Evans is going to find a drop.
Yeah, slinging it in there. Just a little bit behind Evans as well, but couldn't quite come up with that grab. Of course, 3 timeouts on both sides of this one. 2nd and 10 coming up. You have the whole clock to work with, and plus the 3 timeouts. You don't have to be in any hurry whatsoever. You're on the 35-yard line. Brady takes a snap, going to play action there to Jones. He's got time. He's got Mike Evans one-on-one down the field. Evans going to make the catch, and he is down to the 15-yard line. And all of a sudden, you are right back in prime real estate for a scoring drive put together very quickly by Tom Brady.
Yeah, and just like I was saying earlier, Mike Evans in a one-on-one situation will almost always win that. He is obviously great at one-on-ones, has a huge frame, and is able to, jump over any defenders realistically and be able to get himself in good situations, getting himself open. And we'll see if that continues to go like we've been seeing with that Buccaneers offense. They have so many good playmakers. They just have to get open, and he's got to be able to find them. He's still trying to push a lot onto the rushing game, which isn't a bad thing, right? You want to be able to have kind of a 50-50 split offense sometimes, being able to not always have the defense playing a cover and just being able to stop the pass game. You want to kind of scare them here and there and try and see what you can create. Nice run coming through the middle here, though, as Rojo finds another 5, but 3rd down, and it looks like 3rd and 5 to go here. 55 seconds. This is probably going to be the last possession of the drive, so he's got to keep that in mind too.
Yeah, fingers crossed at this point that you're able to get this first down to just drive the clock down. Don't let any last-second opportunities here for Atlanta to maybe even put up 3. Brady going to be lining up in the shotgun with Fournette at his side. Checking to see, he does have Gronk in the back of the end zone. It's going to get broken up over the middle, though, so not going to be able to get that completion. 4th and 5 now here for Tampa. The end of the second half. It's like they're opting into the field goal, and any points is better than no points. But at this point now, on the other side, if you're the Falcons, you're looking to get the ball back and see what you can work with. About 30 seconds on the clock. The kick up and wide left again. So I don't know what's going on with Ryan Suckup here, but just favoring the left side a little too much, and the Buccaneers again come up empty.
Yeah, 6 points minus off of the Tampa Bay scoreline as they missed 2 field goals this game. So, that would have put them at an 8-point deficit. Would have been decent there, but we see Julio off to the races.
Julio is going down to the 20 to the 10. He is gone. You give him any time at all, and that is something that you think, okay, maybe that's a possibility, but an 8-yard slant across the middle, he's just breaking the defense, and he is gone. There's nobody catching him, nowhere near him. And Atlanta looking to take a 3-possession lead going into the half. And I'm sure Coach Arians going to have some words to say with the offense of Tampa Bay. They got to get something going here in the second half.
Extra point is going to be good. 21 points to 0. Potentially at the end of the second half here, like you said, got to get something. You want at least a field goal. Both teams still have 3 timeouts, so the possibility is there. Not going to see a return here. Well, I was going to say more than likely because other 2 times we haven't seen a return. Nice spin move coming out from Mickens, but isn't end up going to go anywhere. So 17-yard line is going to be where they're going to start. But 3 timeouts, 20 seconds, it is doable. And this is what we've, been able to see before with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Right. You have, Chris Godwin in the slot, Mike Evans can make himself some space on the sidelines. So definitely some potential here to go down the field, and got to make use of the time.
Watch these outs, watch the flags on the corners. See, going to be just a little long, incomplete on the pass. So 1 down, 17 seconds, only 4 seconds ticked off the clock that time. going to be coming out in a single back, 2 tight end set on this next play. At this point, he might be wondering if they're just going to go ahead and call it. And let's go into the half and call it what it is. Brady going to take the snap, hand it off to Jones. He's going to be able to pick up 12, 13, maybe 14 yards. As time ticks, no out's going to be called. That is going to be the end of the first half here. 21-0 to Atlanta. And I hate to say that I've seen this one before, but I've seen Atlanta up a lot on Tom Brady once.
Oh, no.
I don't want to jinx anything, but it's happened once before.
Yeah, if you're Atlanta in this situation, you're not looking too happy still. I mean, you got a 21-point lead so far, keeping a shutout on the other side. But yeah, it's definitely something the Atlanta Falcons have seen before, is a good lead against Tom Brady, and suddenly it goes away and they lose the Super Bowl. But we'll see in this case if they can maintain that lead, if the Falcons can maintain on top, or if the Buccaneers can find something in this half. The only turnover we've seen so far is a Tom Brady interception. We've seen a couple close calls on both sides as far as passes thrown, but still some potential time here. And obviously getting the kickoff in the second half for the Bucs is going to be huge. Gives them potential to score first and try and get a turnover on defense.
Yeah, Buccaneers coming back out with the ball, see what they're going to be able to do coming out of the half. Yardage, you see 205 to Atlanta, 159 to Tampa, so relatively close, but 69 rushing yards here for Tampa. We've seen them on the ground all day long, but this time going to the air is going to be intercepted once again. Safety coming up with the second interception of the day, virtually in the same field positioning on the 40 now. Atlanta very quickly taking possession back over.
Yeah, and that's going to be another costly interception. Mike Evans turning around, seeing that ball getting taken out of his hands right there. Going to start on the 40-yard line for the Falcons, who already have a big lead. Costly turnover there, and he's going deep for Julio, it looks like, and that is going to be an easy touchdown every time.
Julio's in the zone. He's on the out with the flag to the sideline, and they're going to pull him off a little bit. That's enough of a gap there for Julio to make the catch, keep himself in, and go for it. 28-0 now, Atlanta in the lead, and they have come out swinging, even with Tampa starting the half with this possession. So now all of a sudden, question marks coming in on the Tampa Bay side. You know, what's the difference maker going to have to be? I mean, you've been running the game, you've been running the ball virtually all game long. You stick with that. Brady with 2 interceptions now. What is the change that Tampa has to make in order to claw their way back into this game?
I mean, we've seen it try and establish the run game. I think Ronald Jones is averaging about 3.3 yards a carry, so that's been kind of stuffed a little bit. You got to see the passing, got to see the vision coming out from Brady and the Buccaneers here. That's got to be where it's got to come from. Or you can hope to keep trying to get this run game established, see if Ronald Jones can get somewhere. Obviously, the Falcons don't have a great defensive line, so it is somewhere you could try and push up on. But obviously, still got to be able to find those gaps and see if you can find some entries here for the Buccaneers. We've been talking about it a lot. Bucks' best options is to go with their key players on the wide receiver core. You know, Chris Godwin and Mike Evans. Huge hit stick coming out, but still great gain from Ronald Jones. Still establishing the running game, even down 28 points. So that's kind of the thing where you have to decide if you can keep running or you have to try and play the clock here and try and see if you can get some more points quickly, start going for some big passing plays. But we have seen that be a little costly with the 2 interceptions so far.
This is a point. Now, you know, the running game has worked so well for you. Granted, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But the problem with it is you're now down 4 touchdowns. You have to be able to find something and go to the air. Brady is going to be under pressure and going to be sacked down at the 33-yard line. So second and long coming up here for them. And that's the kind of thing you expect to see the passing plays come through. But now all of a sudden, the mental is starting to get there where it's, okay, maybe I can't do this because Brady just got sacked. You've thrown 2 picks. Maybe this isn't the play. And obviously this time around, going to be going with another passes. Brady goes in the shotgun, empty backfield, takes the snap, has a couple men down the field, but the zone middle linebacker dropping back is going to be enough to get a hand up, get the ball down on the ground. And third and long coming up here for Jackson and the Bucks.
Yeah, got a bit to go here. See if he can convert it. This would be a huge conversion as far as the game momentum will go. If he can convert it, give himself a huge chance to come back. But if you are new in the chat, new to the stream, be sure to say hi, but also make sure to, if you can, donate to the 8-80 Charity Foundation. That is exactly what this is going on for, and why we have some amazing guests later on, why we have these show matches here. We have Waheed Warren and Jelani Jackson both playing from the 8-80 centers in Atlanta and in Tampa Bay. So, please show some love if you can to the 8-80 Charity Foundation. There is a Tiltify link that has all the information. You go to Forever Young, that will have all the information as well, as far as what the event is about, where you can donate, everything like that. But this is obviously for a charity, for a great cause. So not looking too much at the scoreline as we are just the overall cause, and trying to get some money raised for these 8-80 Foundation to be able to create some more centers around the world in some less developed areas or places that can't afford the opportunity. And that's exactly why we have this going on. Matt Ryan, though, looking back to the game, a huge stat line so far. I think 9 for 12 for 240 yards and 4 touchdowns. Just from the first half, pretty strong going into this this third quarter here. See if he can continue that momentum. And so far, he's going to be able to do so. Finds Julio Jones. He's not going to keep that down, though. End up going to drop that, and that is going to be a missed reception there for Julio Jones. But nothing still to worry about. 28 points to 0. Atlanta Falcons still looking good.
Yeah, looking good indeed. I mean, even with a couple of drops here, certainly a good fantasy day here for Matt Ryan. Ball going to be going down long. That's going to get picked off. Covered there with the interception. He's going to get back to about the 35, call it the 36-yard line. And that is the first opportunity here for Tampa to stop the Atlanta offense. And now absolutely have to come up with something. 2 missed field goals early in the first half. And this is their opportunity now to put something on the board.
Yeah, they really have to find some momentum here, like we've been talking about. Having 0 points, potentially could have had 6, just a couple missed field goals. Unfortunately, leaves them still scoreless going to the second half of the third quarter here. That is a very, very good turnover from the Buccaneers, though, going to give them a potential chance here. And now if you're the Falcons defense, kind of starting to expect to run a little more, because now with the 2 interceptions we saw earlier on from Tom Brady, it doesn't seem like he's too confident in his passing right now. So you're going to expect a lot of running. You're going to expect a lot of running plays so that you can kind of form your defense around that, stack the box, and try and get Rojo back down in the backfield, because the passing game has been a little weak. Rojo finds a big hole but couldn't get past it. Almost had a touchdown there, potential run.
Certainly had the opportunity, made it all the way to the secondary. Just one man to beat there, and the juke, I think, was enough to slow him down and get him stopped. So all of a sudden, though, run game still working very well for them, down to the 35 on the other side of the field. Let's see if they continue with this. Rojo again with the handoff, another 12, 13-yard picked up, and that's going to put him over 100 yards on the day. The problem with this is, I mean, you're moving the ball very well, but you're still down 4 touchdowns, and the end of the third quarter is coming up. You're definitely going to have to start going with the passing game at some point. Another 2 tight end set coming up here, though. Wouldn't be surprised to see another run.
Yeah, and obviously with the 6-minute quarters, you don't have the 15 minutes to work with in each quarter, so or 20 minutes. Oh no, that's another one. As Tom Brady throws his third, and that might just be a pick 6. Looks like that's not Tom Brady out there. That looks like it's Jameis Winston. He's going to go out of bounds, though. Doesn't want to take that pick 6 back to the field. No Jameis Winston here for the Buccaneers, but we are going to see a huge turnover once again. And that's why he's I'm confident in the running. 3 turnovers for the passing so far. It gets tough to try and find the open man, as we find another sack from Levante David. Going to go down onto Matt Ryan there. Loss of 7 on the play.
Set up second down. They were inside the red zone temporarily here, coming up on the end of the third quarter. Ryan back to pass, going to the end zone there. A little bit long there for Julio. Had a couple men around him anyways, but 1 incompletion. A little bit of time off the clock, but now 3rd and 17. See what Warren's going to do here with the Falcons offense. Back to pass again. Under pressure. He's got Julio on the side.
Julio
Isn't quite going to be enough for the first down. 4th and short. Call it 4th and 2. See if we're going to end up going for this one.
Man, this game's brutal. He's winning by 28 points, and the game suggests him to go for it on 4th and 2. And yeah, offense going to come out here. I was going to say, could be a running play to try and get those 2 yards quickly, but he just finds a dime to Russell Gage Jr.
Easy little pitch and catch right there in the middle of the zone defense, and that is going to be enough to put him up 5 touchdowns. Now you see the frustration coming through from Jackson on the other side in Tampa Bay, and Another costly mistake, another costly turnover. Uncharacteristic of Tom Brady in the offense, but the Falcons are just absolutely working with this. A fake on the extra point. Young Clay Koo going to be going, and he's not going to be going very far. It's going to be easily stopped there by the Tampa Bay special teams squad. Only 34, but only 34 to come back with the fourth quarter coming up here in a few seconds.
Yeah, I'm not sure Young Wiku's known for his legs. I haven't really seen him do many fake punts, so maybe he is. But at least in this one, not successful. 34-0 going to be the scoreline going into almost the fourth quarter here, as the next play is going to take that time down 6 minutes in the next quarter as well. 34-point potential. Looking less likely like another Atlanta Falcons throw, and more so just a great game coming out from the Falcons. We're hyping up the Buccaneers at the beginning. There is always a chance. Definitely always a chance. But we were talking about it earlier. You got to be the Falcons as a weaker team, obviously. Buccaneers going to the Super Bowl, so you can kind of just tell just based on that. But as the overall Falcons, much weaker team than the Bucs. So to beat the Bucs, just overall, it has to come down to the player, and that's kind of what we saw in this game. Getting quite a few picks, I think 3 interceptions now for Tom Brady and the Bucs, and getting some nice stops here and there. And the most important thing is capitalizing on your possessions as well, or on your turnovers. You know, you can get as many interceptions as you want, but if you can't capitalize and turn those into touchdowns, turn them into at least field goals, then you're not really going to be capitalizing on anything. Just kind of taking the ball away here and there, going back and forth down the field. But a nice game coming out from the Falcons so far.
Yeah, the benefit that Warren was able to get Julio and Matt Ryan going very early on. So Julio in the zone, certainly having an impact on this game. But Jackson looking to come back. Brady is going to take the snap, get a completion to Evans. He's going to shed 1 tackle and then be ran out of bounds at the 45-yard line. So going to be able to stop the clock, get some positive yardage here, and looking to see if they're going to be able to put something together, some points on the board. I mean, we mentioned a couple of miscues with the missed field goals that the Buccaneers have had. See if I can find something together. Brady under center. Gonna hand it off to Ronald Jones. Gonna get 6, maybe 7. Up to the 39-yard line before a linebacker squad gets to him, makes the tackle. Clock still running. Gonna be under 5. And 2nd and 4 coming up here for Jackson and the Buccaneers.
Yeah, and obviously the key point is to try and get some passes. If you really want to try and save time, try and get them out of bounds, go for like some corner routes, and just see what you can create off of that. But going to go back to Ronald Jones, his trusty steed here. I mean, Rojo's having a great game. 20 rushes for 121 yards, doing extremely well from the backfield. Just can't quite turn those into points, as we see them still sitting at that 0. At least would like to get away from that goose egg, try and get 7 points here, or at least 3. We've seen a couple missed field goals, so 3 would be nice at this point as well. And Brady's going to look from the shotgun here, see if he can find a play going for himself. Look for one of his good receivers like we've been talking about all game. Almost an interception, as gets a little contested there, 2 versus 1. AB, the first time I think we've seen him this game. I don't know if he's caught a pass just yet, but looking to try and make a comeback here. And it looks like from what we can see from the Falcons defense, they're playing a very concentrated cover defense, making sure nothing gets past your safeties.
Going to see Brady again taking the ball down the field. Evans going to be off his hands there, so incompletion. Trying to get something down towards the goal line, but can't quite come up with that connection. Now looking to see what they can do on the offense here is Jackson very focused, very determined to see what he's going to be able to do here on 3rd and 10. Brady back to pass, under pressure, gets hit. I'm sure AB comes up with the completion on the comeback route. First down here for Tampa Bay at the 20-yard line. And they are in the red zone and looking to put some points on the board here late.
Yeah, that's a huge throw. Obviously, it got out of bounds as well, so the time did stop. So that's a good play coming out from the Bucs as we see Brady connect in there. Back to Rojo. Trusty Steed in the backfield. Not going to get any yards on that rush, though. And you got to start thinking, if you want to start hurrying up the play, seeing if you can get some more offense created in a short amount of time, or just kind of keep letting the clock tick down and see what you can create. Obviously, going for a deep ball here could still be something. Like we talked about, you got that great one-on-one, but I would say potentially 1-on-2 from Mike Evans, who's currently sitting wide open down there, but does find an open Gronk midfield. 1 yard to go to the goal line. Probably going to end up seeing Rojo here coming from the backfield.
Would not be surprised. Gronk just on the break, able to sneak behind the linebacker, get that completion. Now Brady in the gun on the one, looking to see if they get their first touchdown of the game. Handed off to Jones, who's driving forward and gets in. To cap off Jones' great day on the fantasy boards, at least. Puts up 6 now. See if they're going to go for 2 on the other side. Going to call the special team squad in. Ryan Sleckup looking to redeem himself after a couple missed field goals early. This one is up and good. Flag on the play. See if that's going to bring it back, give him another chance. And into the kicker. PAT is going to be good. Tampa Bay is on the board.
You know what's surprising is that's the first flag we've seen the entire game. That is the first penalty of the game, and it was on roughing the kicker. So, I mean, nothing too crazy. Obviously, just going to decline that and go and accept that, Pat. That is going to be 34-7 on the scoreline. See if Powell can find a good return here. Gets around to that 29-yard line. And the Falcons are probably just going to end up looking to clock like you see right there. Just looking to see if they run out the game clock and just end this one swiftly. No diminishing of the leads here for the Falcons as they look to hold on to this one.
Yeah, see if they're going to be able to do this handoff to Gurley, and he's going to be taken down at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of 1 there. 2nd and 9, but as you'd expect here, chew the clock, get it down. Another play or 2 to get to the 2-minute warning, and then granted, you have the 3 timeouts, but even on the other side, with Tampa Bay being down 4 touchdowns, it's a long shot here where it's going to take a lot of Hail Marys and Hail Marys in both literal and figurative terms of the sense. And I think this one's just too far gone here.
That's only the 4th rushing attempt from Todd Gurley from the backfield. Not really having to need that rushing offense too much, as he just found some great interceptions, leading them to around the 30, 40-yard line a couple of times, and just kind of slot those plays in. I mean, you have Julio Jones. We haven't even really seen Calvin Ridley too much on this Atlanta offense. We saw Gage getting a touchdown, chiming in there as well, but just a really good receiving core. And when you have that kind of caliber of talents just like that, being able to find some open space, Julio Jones gets them another first down, 5 touchdowns and 300-plus yards for Matt Ryan and the Falcons. A great game coming out from them.
Yeah, able to get the first down, keep that clock rolling under the 2-minute warning. Now you see both of them very focused here to close this game out. Going to be going back to the ground here. A little short gain for their mark. Clock still running. Going to be under 1 minute by the time we get to this one, and about going to be the end of this one. If I do the quick math correctly, and don't make me do math because it's not my forte, but I do believe that this is going to be enough for them to run the clock out, assuming Tampa doesn't use any of these timeouts.
Yeah, and we are going to see Gurley just run down the clock. Wait to see this end of the game here. But like we've been saying all stream, this is, of course, a show match. There's nothing crazy on the line for these two. Just trying to see, playing more so for pride and for the 8-80 charity centers that they're currently at. One, we see Wahid Warren in Atlanta, Georgia at the JSAC Center. And then we also have Jelani Jackson sitting at the 8-80 Tampa, Florida Center as well. So 2 great communities coming together for some good show matches here, leading up to obviously that really awesome game at the end of the stream. But an overall, great game played. We see a little bit of neutral zone infraction coming from the defense there. Just casually sitting next to Todd Gurley on the pre-snap. JPP, a little bit offsides, but no worries there, as he'll be able to just accept that 1st and 5. But that is going to be the end of the game. Nice win coming out of the Atlanta Falcons, 34-7. Would have finished in a 34-13. Does that really sound much better? I don't know, but got to capitalize on everything. Overall, just a really good game from the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, definitely put together very well. Warren was absolutely on point all day long with the Matt Ryan to Julio Jones connection, and yeah, understandably so. Bruce Arians not very happy about the result of that one because, well, it's going to be a long road to Tampa, even though they're in Tampa. And it's the Super Bowl. Just follow the bus back around the stadium, and then you're back in Tampa. It's not a long road at all, but long road to the Super Bowl. If you take a 34-7 loss to the Atlanta Falcons at home this time around, that is going to be the final score line this time, as you see from both of them. And you talk about the charity aspect of this one in the 8-80 zones, Atlanta and Tampa, respectively. I mean, just a phenomenal, I guess, environment that they have set up where you can just go and just hang out and do this. And, for a couple 16-year-olds with interest in these opportunities for engineering, for art, design, I mean, whatever your objective is, these are phenomenal areas that you can go to that provide these resources.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of everything, is being able to extend those kind of resources into more areas around the country, and being able to have more people to have the opportunity to look at gaming as a career, or the esports industry in general as a career path and later on. And obviously, big congratulations to Wahid Warren, ended up winning as the Atlanta Falcons in that first show match. Very, very nicely played game from him, and obviously great game from Jelani Jackson as well. Just got a bit unfortunate, a couple of interceptions, and led to some points returned over on the other side, but nonetheless, obviously all for charity and all just a show match, so nothing really crazy on the line for those two, so can't really be down about that. You're part of a great event and part of a great cause, which we've been talking about this entire time, that Forever Young Foundation, the 8 to 80 charity. If you would love to, if you have the opportunity, please go ahead and donate. The Tiltify is going to be kind of hovering around. It is pinned in the description of the YouTube stream as well. So make sure to take a look at that. Donate if you can. It's greatly appreciated. You don't have to, of course. Just being here is enough, being able to support the great cause that we have.
And of course, all of this going up to the title card match, where we'll have the actual 8 and 80 teaming up to face off against Dr. Disrespect and Madden. So an exciting event that we're going to have front to back. I'm looking forward to see what's going to come out of that one. Of course, the result of that, a little bit, I guess, more one-sided than I expected. I really thought that the Tampa Bay offense would be able to produce a little bit more. But as you mentioned, those costly turnovers and the points off of turnovers, I mean, Tampa thrives off of that. Their defense does so well to produce points off turnovers, but they couldn't be the ones to do that. This time around, it was the other side, Atlanta forcing the turnovers, getting the points off of that one. So, of course, all of this in for charity. We've seen our first showcase match. The second one coming up, it's going to be a repeat of this one. Just we'll have 2 new players coming in for Atlanta, Tampa. What do you think? We're going to see the same, or you think we're going to see Tampa coming out on top next time around?
I would like to see a little bit of action back and forth. Like, I'd like to see shootouts. Shooters are fun to watch from the audience perspective. So I think it'd be fun to see a shootout going back and forth between the two teams. Obviously, if you have a Falcons player like that can control that team and still do great against the Buccaneers, but and you have the Bucs as a team, it could be a good match that we could end up seeing between those next 2 players in that second show match. So I would like to, like I did in the first game, give the edge to the Buccaneers just because of the strength of the overall team in general. But like I said in the last one, it goes down to player versus player. If you can find the interceptions, if you can use it correctly, I mean, you'll definitely win the game.
Well, we'll see how it is going to go. If we're going to have another one-sided affair, or if it will be that offensive shootout we are looking for. Don't go anywhere. Our second show match is going to be coming up right after this break. Stay tuned.
Welcome everyone back to the Skillshot Showcase featuring Madden 21. Of course, my name's Troy Welling. Joined alongside me, going to be Trevor McNeil. But obviously, a great first showcase coming out of the bat. If you aren't here for the earlier event, we did have one showcase. We have another one coming up right now, and then later we have that big Showtime event with the two-time himself versus the 8-80 themselves, Jerry Rice and Steve Young. So make sure there's still plenty to watch going on. But welcome back. Let's get into some more action here shortly. Of course, I'm Troy Welling. Joined alongside me, Trevor McNeil, for the future of this event, and really excited. I mean, we got a little switch up on the Tampa Bay side, looks like player wise, but nonetheless, still you're going to see the Atlanta Falcons, still going to see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and now you want to try and at least tie this show match going 1-1 as far as the centers go. So I think Tampa Bay's got something. They probably were like, let's put our best player forward here and try and send him in and see if they can take a win here for that center.
Yeah, looking to see kind of how it's all going to go, how it's going to shake out. As you mentioned, pride on the line here in this charity event. Of course, all this going for that 8-80, just phenomenal. The Forever Young Foundation, everything that they're doing to set up these industries. And, we would have touched more on this later on, because when we get to air that interview where I was able to talk to Steve Young, he had a lot to say about the ambitions that they had for this industry and for this foundation. So excited to see where this one goes. Of course, a little bit of an audible that we have called this time around. We're going to be going in with 5-minute quarters this time, just kind of speed things up a little bit on the front side of this, because as we all know, at the end of the road, that 8-80 connection is going to be showcased once more when they face off against Dr. Disrespect in our title event.
Yeah, and going into that title event, got this one more showcase match between, once again, JSAC in Atlanta and the Skills Center in Tampa Bay. So obviously these players, if you're new to the stream or new to kind of the event, these players are playing from the 8-80 Foundation centers that are based in those locations in Atlanta, Georgia, as well as in Tampa Bay, Florida. So that's why you see them with masks on. There are people around, so they're making sure to stay safe as well. But that's why you see them kind of sitting there and gaming those respective centers. Obviously trying to showcase what you're donating to as well for the charity stream, and trying to see what your funds will go to, and kind of showcasing that and seeing these guys have a great opportunity. I mean, to have something like that in your home area and just be able to casually go there after school or whatever, extracurricular activities, being able to have that opportunity is huge. So that's why this charity stream is going on for that 8-80 to get more of those up and running across the country.
Yeah, as we look forward into this, the next matchup between Atlanta and Tampa, obviously we saw a very one-sided occasion there with a 34-7 final score favoring Atlanta. Tom Brady with 3 interceptions in that game. I mean, there's just nothing really that Jelani Jackson was able to do to stop the Atlanta offense. Julio Jones was just in complete control. Matt Ryan had a phenomenal career day, 4 or 5 touchdowns and having 350, 400 yards and on 20 completions, something like that. I mean, absurd. Just hard to stop that as we get into our second matchup. And we're not going to be wasting any time whatsoever to start, but we saw one flag the entire game of the last one. This time around, we see the flag on the first play, and it's going to be a DPI that mitigates an interception.
Yeah, we'll see. That is a huge potential loss there on that interception, getting a flag. You always hate to see that if you're on that defensive side. Another wild throw goes away as we see Whitehead is going to be the one to pick that up, and that's going to be a pick 6.
Starting this one off with, one flag, sure, but back-to-back interceptions. The second one going for the pick 6. Obviously, Tampa is coming out swinging this time around. Field goal is going to be up, extra point tacked on. 7-0 lead very early on for Tampa, and got something to say about the last time that they faced off against Atlanta in our first show match, and have something to answer for.
And if you're a Bucs fan, you're probably pretty happy going at the start of this game in comparison to the last one. Didn't get 7 points until the fourth quarter. Now you start with 7 points from your defense. So a really strong performance coming out of the Bucs already, as we're going to see back in the action is going to be the Atlanta Falcons. And surprisingly, not even going with anyone in the backfield, just going to be Matt Ryan. No Todd Gurley next to him. He's just going to go under in shotgun by himself. So already committing quite heavily to that passing offense, and something we're seeing as well as substituting the players around and trying to get your better players where they need to be. We also see that in competitive Madden. So definitely some serious play coming out from this player from Tampa Bay.
Line shifting pre-snap. Ryan takes a snap in the gun. Pressure's going to get to him, but that ball's going to be up and intercepted once again, just over the top of Calvin Ridley. Can't come down with it. The defense does. Now, second interception in as many possessions. Tampa Bay, their defense, this is the Tampa defense that anybody would expect to see on the field because they do so well on producing points off of turnovers.
They got a really great young defense as well. We've got the line for Byron Murphy. They have a very good players on the defense. Already starting out God's play. Like stacking up with Brady Lucky. That back in maybe to replay. See if he really do get that one to do it. But obviously plays done and dusted. Brady Lucky going to get out of his hands. That 40-year experience in the NFL comes off. In times like those, they're going to put pass Evans to block.
Yeah, Mike Evans coming on the out. He's going to be raced to the end, but is not going to make it. He's going to be tripped up at the ankles at the 2-yard line. So first and goal here for Tampa Bay now. Brady going to be under center with Jones in the backfield. Calling the audible. You hear the slam coming out. Jones to the right. Off tackle is going to get in for 6. Second touchdown. Tampa Bay now up 13-0 pending the extra point.
Let's take your last game. Let's see if you can first quarter alone, obviously from an interception and causing the causing on the Falcons side. Let's see if they can continue their streak or if the Falcons can gain some momentum here. They really need to stay on this drive, especially if they receive as well. But they need to make sure they get the points on the first quarter, especially if they're top in general, because the Bucs will start out in this second.
Matt Ryan taking the snap. Going to be going over the middle here to Russell Gage. Had a touchdown in the last game that we saw. Completion going to be there for the first down to the 45-yard line. So sticking with this passing game, we'll see, and it continues to be that way. It's going to be going for this again. Going to be looking for the long ball on the comeback here. It's going to be another interception. The man coverage was there. Julio, the intended target, just not able to come away with that. Another turnover this time around. Matt Ryan with his third interception now in the first quarter. This is a tale of 2 Tampa Bays that we have seen between game 1 and game number 2. We'll see if Tom Brady's going to be able to produce some more points here off of this turnover.
Yeah, now we'll see the Bucs back in the offense here. Brady going to go for a potential throw here, but a nice sack going to come through.
Wow.
And that, I mean, that's what the Falcons defense needs at this point. They obviously need to find that same kind of turnovers that we saw from the Buccaneers side. So we'll see. That is going to be a good start. 11-yard sack right there coming out for the Falcons.
See what their next play is going to be. Godwin in motion again, going to the left side. Brady drops back under center, looking to see if he can find one. Over the middle is going to be able to get the completion. Evans going to pick that one up to at least shorten this attempt. 3rd and 11 coming up here for the Buccaneers. And now we'll see if they're going to be able to find enough out of this first 2 drives. Done very well already, putting up 2 touchdowns, 1 off the pick 6. Brady, all kinds of time in the back, is going to get the completion to Mike Evans. Plenty of extra room for that first down. And Brady, 95 yards passing, and all 95 to Mike Evans.
Yeah, and obviously doing the smart play of just as soon as you catch it in Madden, just going straight down. That way you don't get hit stick fumbled. Always a terrible thing to see once you're playing on the offensive side. And just taking a nice casual run down the field, you get absolutely destroyed by somebody with an X factor. Just makes you fumble immediately. But we are going to see the Bucs at quite a good advantage here in the first quarter. 14 points already with possession, just about to cross midfield. Have a lot of potential play to just keep continuing their momentum. And like I said, getting the ball in the second half from kickoff is going to be huge. Godwin finding a lot of space there. Open once again. Falcon players jumping in disbelief from the sideline that he was able to find that room. And we might see a pretty big leap potentially if the Bucs can continue their momentum here.
Absolutely finding Godwin over the middle. The first completion to not Mike Evans. Oh, again for the pass. That one is going to be dropped there. Could not come up with that, whether it be on Fournette's side or the linebacker. A lot of open green field in front of that had that interception been completed. Now see what they can do. A second down coming up at the end of the first quarter. Brady drops back, a deep drop back, and he's going to be hit and taken down just shy of the 45, call it the 43 to conclude this first quarter, setting them up for 3rd and 19 to open up the second.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about in the first game. You don't have the mobile quarterbacks on either one of these teams, so it makes getting out of situations like that a lot more difficult when you don't have someone like Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. You don't have these kind of guys to just rush out of the pocket immediately as you find some pressure. So it does make it a bit harder to escape from pressure like that. You see Brady does still find a receiver, though. Is going to be trusty Gronk as he seemingly died on the field for half a second there, but is back up and is good to go. Nice little conversion there, though. Is going to make a pretty long first down come through for the Bucs.
Yeah, of course, it's trusty Steve Gronk going to come up with that one. We've seen that connection time and time again across the years. It's as trustworthy as the Mahomes to Kelsey connection. Another one again over the middle, setting up a 2nd and inches on the 13-yard line. Already a really good drive that they have put together so far. Probably going to be sent in motion. You see the hot routes coming in for the wide receivers. Brady drops back again, all kinds of time. No blitz coming. Going to send it over the top and can't come up with the completion. Intended target to Godwin. Setting up a 3rd and inches here and should be just an easy first down pickup.
I just keep thinking back to the fact that the Bucs receiving core is Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Antonio Brown. Like, it's just, and Gronk. I mean, you can always throw Gronk in there as well. Just absolutely ridiculous. But
just like
actually, speaking of which, Gronk coming down with a huge touchdown.
Fire the cannons. Rob Gronkowski with a spectacular catch over the top. Gronk spike for the exclamation point. Extra point, not going to go through, but that's okay.
Truck up
you can always
struggle.
at least forgive
That's all
one
right.
or two.
Kickoff to go through as we see the missed point. It leaves it at 20 total, so 20-0, still some chance here for the Falcons to find. Obviously, a kickoff touchdown will be pretty nice, but not going to find that return as he drops down at the 18-yard line. And got to find some momentum. Obviously, we did see a little bit of, well, actually, it was mostly passing from the last Atlanta Falcons user, so seeing if they go along the same line, see if we can get Todd Gurley involved in this one. 34 total yards for the Falcons in a couple of possessions. Not great, so I'd like to get something going here. User is going to be on Levante David, so obviously the guy in the Bucs knows what he's doing. He's User in the linebacker, trying to make sure he can find all the open receivers to see if he can get those picks. Smart play from the Buccaneers player, so it's tough to read if you're going to be on the Falcons to try and get away from that User.
Even shifting the coverage and shifting the line. That's going to be pressure on Matt Ryan, and he is going to be absolutely leveled there. And no flag on the play, but incompletion. Not going to count as a sack. So a 3rd and 2 coming up here. Significantly more manageable than had Matt Ryan been sacked. Offensive line going to pinch in here. Middle linebacker just kind of play spy over with the running back. And another throw, another interception. Matt Ryan perfectly timed, and he's still going. He's up. He went to the 40. He's going to the 10. He's going for another 6, another touchdown. Tampa Bay is just rolling in this game.
Yeah, somehow able to maintain his balance through 3 or 4 people trying to tackle him down. And that's going to be a PAT, going to be converted this time from Ryan Suckup. 27 points for the Buccaneers to 0 for the Falcons in just the second quarter. 3 minutes still to go in this one. Plenty of time. Like we were talking about last game, usually it's the reverse way. Usually the Falcons have a big lead and could throw it away. I don't know if the Bucs can do that just as easily as we've seen the Falcons do before. But we'll see. Obviously, there's always a chance, especially in Madden. Just got to find Julio a couple times, and you're 70 yards downfield in a couple of throws. So see if you can find Julio, get him open. And obviously, the part of the Buccaneers user as well, making sure he keeps that focus on those quick passes you saw from right there, but also making sure he locks down the star receivers of the Falcons.
Quick little dump over the middle. Let's get a few yards, set up a 2nd and 7. See where they go. Ryan under center. Go with a handoff here to Gurley this time. Sheds 1 tackle. Able to get 6. Looks like a 3rd and 1 set up as they get their first rushing yards of the game. And I mean, at some point, establish the run is always the play, even with the defensive line pitching in. Another quick pass over to Hurst. It's a second completion on this drive, and that's going to be enough for the first down. Atlanta starting to move the ball, gets their first down at the 2-minute warning.
And I was going to say the Falcons user actually being pretty smart here, going for some quicker passes now, realizing he's given too much time for the user from the Bucs, giving him too much space, and he's just rather go for those quick passes, and it's really working out for him so far. So maybe you can see a change of pace here coming out from the Falcons offense going into the second quarter as well as into the second half, because obviously a couple of completions in a row now and finding some open space, doing really well.
Flag on the play, completion over the middle to Julio Jones pending the penalty. Going to be a defensive pass interference, so let's see where it's going to go. Would you like the 8-yard line or the 9-yard line? But going to go with the 8, understandably so. A free 3 feet closer to the end zone. Looking to continue the drive going here inside this 2-minute drill. Ryan takes a snap, looking for one. As you mentioned, going quicker over the passes, but this time around, little too slow. Whitehead with the interception at the 5. He's going to be going down to the 40, to the 30. There's no one near him. Call it the 10, the 5. Another pick 6. And Tampa Bay's defense, they don't even need Tom Brady and company. They're doing all the work out here today.
Yeah, another pick 6 to come through from the Bucs defense, just doing it incredibly well. And this goal all goes back to, do you run it or do you throw it at the goal line? And clearly, every time we've seen someone throw it at the goal line, it does not work out well, whether it's in Madden or in real life. So we'll see that trend continue as a pick 6 goes through for the Buccaneers. 34-0 in just the first half alone.
Of course, everybody very well knowing, and it's funny how it all kind of revolves around, something that Tom Brady has something to do with, in that Super Bowl with the pass on the 1-yard line, and that's what gave Brady another ring that time around. Atlanta there with the 28-3. We talked about that in the last one. This pass going to be deflected, and another interception. David going to be the one this time around. Called another one. I mean, why not 2 back-to-back pick 6s? And what's there to say about that? That's just a tip drill gone wrong.
I think Tampa Bay audibled their best player into their lineup at the end of this week, and now it's just up 41 points to 0 in the first half alone. I don't know, man. It's just saying maybe it's a quick audible. They're like, you know what, we got to tie it up. They obviously lost the first show match, wanted to win the second. Incredible plays so far from the Bucs here. 41-0 the first half. Everything is possible. I'm not going to rule it out, but it's not looking great.
I mean, this is the offensive shootout you want. No, it's not. This is a defensive shootout. This is just Tampa Bay's defense just going to the end zone time and time again. David, this time another interception just after his last one. He did it once. He's done it twice now. Another pick 6. What is that, 4, 5 pick 6s now? And I mean, It is all smiles coming from Tampa.
Yeah, it's really looking like James Winston out there, to be completely honest. Throwing more to the defense than the receivers sometimes, as we see 48 points totaled up for the Bucs here. And it's a little bit ruthless at this point, one might say, seeing that big of a lead. Maybe just commit to the run from here on out. Just try and keep Todd Gurley on the ground. See if those knees can hold him up for the rest of the second half. But, not a great start. Matt Ryan not having a great game this game. Had a historic performance in the last game. One of his best games ever. And then now he's back. I mean, that's it happens.
Had a career day. David's done it once, done it twice, done it thrice. Another interception. Not for 6 this time around, but at least close enough. Put him inside the red zone. And, I mean, the player just controlling Devontae Davis, just sitting in the middle, just all over any of these routes going over the middle and just user picking these. Brady with the pass over is going to be complete to Mike Evans. This is the first time we've seen Tampa Bay's offense in a minute because their defense is the one putting up all the points.
Yeah, something I wanted to point out, saw in chat, I'd spike my controller at this point. I'm with you on that one. After the third pick 6, I think I would have, Madden wouldn't even be installed anymore at that point. I think I'd be moving on to a different game, maybe go outside and take a run. And that's saying something. I never go outside or take runs. So that's saying something at that point. We're seeing our blitz coming out here, but that leaves Fournette wide open. Mans is not even letting up. Bruce Arians much happier this game than the last. Air raid offense definitely coming to work here. 55 potential points in the first half.
Bring 7. That means there's going to be someone still on the other side wide open. Another touchdown here before the half concludes. Now put up 55-0. Ensuing kickoff underway. Imagine it's going to be another touchback here. And, I mean, you said it. At this point, you got to just run the clock. Just get into halftime at least. At the very least, get to halftime.
What is your halftime talk in the locker room if you're the Falcons?
There's always next time, boys.
Yeah, we got next game. We didn't need this one.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not much that you really can do. Ryan steps back. He's going to be hit while he throws. 6 for 16, 85 yards, and 8 interceptions on the day from Matt Ryan. About 75% of those going all the way to the end zone. So certainly not the day Matt Ryan was hoping to have here. Handoff to Gurley. Tried to move it to the outside. Couldn't get there. Is going to be stopped behind the line. So 3rd and 13 coming up. Clock ticking. Going to take us to the half. 55-0, and the defense of Tampa is the storyline so far. And by that, I mean, it's really just David.
Here's your Big 12 game on one side.
I mean, yeah. Well, I can't even say that. Because
that's true.
The defense wouldn't be doing the pick sixes. Oh, that kick. Out of bounds, going to put the ball favorably at the 40.
Having a little struggle here so far, last few games. All right. That was the Falcons. Yeah. Falcons struggling a little bit here in this second game, 0-55. I mean, to be fair to the Falcons, he actually had a really good drive until it ended up being a pick six.
He did.
He was doing really well on that drive, finding some short passes and finding a couple of running spaces as well, but just couldn't find the conversion. Like we said, throwing at the goal line. We've seen it happen in real life. Is it a good idea? Probably not. There's proven history that it's probably not a good idea as well. But the user coming out from Bucks is really hard to read, especially if you're new to Madden or you haven't played competitively as much. When people have good users, like we've seen from the Bucks players so far with Levante David, it's donezo at that point. Mike Evans finds some space, finds a grab. Brady 10 for 11, 200 yards and 2 touchdowns so far.
Brady having a day. Of course, all this going on to lead into our next match where we're going to see the legendary 8-80. And of course, the 8-80 charity is the whole cause of this entire event. Raising money, as you see in the top left, the bar of the progress for how much money has been raised. Of course, the Charity Blitz benefiting the 8-80 zones of the Forever Young Foundation. You can go to foreveryoung.org for more information and to donate. Concurrently, Steve Young's son, Jackson, is also doing a 24-hour stream to raise money for this. And all the information you can need is there. These 8-80 zones being built around the country in the United States to be able to give some privileges to these underserved communities where they won't have these opportunities previously, just to get these land centers, get this information that they could need, building their hobbies, their interest into building a career after their high school careers. So a phenomenal foundation, a phenomenal cause that is going on here, and you couldn't ask for a better lineup to be able to support this with Steve Young, Jerry Rice, and then eventually Dr. Disrespect coming in to showcase his Madden talents against those two, and I am so excited for that matchup.
Yeah, I'm intrigued to see. I mean, Doc's definitely played a little bit of Madden this time. Obviously has support for football a little bit as far as social media goes, but we'll see if his Madden skills can correlate. And that being said, can Steve Young and Jerry Rice play Madden like they play football in real life? Can that correlate as well? I mean, can Steve Young read the defense when he's just sitting on the field as a quarterback? I mean, we'll see if this all tends to be the case. We see Shaq Barrett with another sack there, 3rd and 28, looking rough. Hopefully everyone having a good time. But like we've been saying, it is a charity showcase. It is just a showcase match. It's not like these are two professional players facing each other. We're not expecting insane gameplay from everybody. It is just a fun match to showcase some competition for a good cause. So it's not that serious. These guys are not being crazy competitive against each other. It is all for fun. Levante David with his 19th interception of the game, almost another pick six. And we find the Bucks are once again at goal line, 5 to go.
Certainly having quite the day for himself. I mean, putting up that many interceptions and Matt Ryan just not having the time. I mean, finding the defense time and time again. Puts them on the 5-yard line. Brady under center here, sending Godwin in motion. Jones in the backfield. Once again, going to go for the pass. Under pressure here. Is going to get hit and taken down. So first time we see Brady get sacked there. An 8-yard loss. Going to set him up for second goal at the 13-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing we've seen that really good from the Falcons defense so far. Has been quite a few sacks onto Brady. So if there is an upside, it would be that. Brady's getting taken out of the pocket quite a few times, and they're forcing some sacks on him. That's a bad thing, though. A huge monster of a Gronk back in the end of the touchdowns area. That is always going to equal a touchdown. Red zone completion once again for Brady to Gronk. They're like 350th probably at this point for their careers. And 69 points overall. Nice 2-0 on the other side as we see the Falcons would just like some points at this point.
Yeah, just keep pouring it on, you know, at this point. See what you can do and see what the Falcons are going to be able to do on the other side. This time around, going to go out of the end zone. 5 yards deep, is going to be able to get out to the 20. So shorten 5 yards as opposed to taking the touchback, but down a whole lot to not a lot. See what the Matt Ryan and the Falcons are going to be able to do on this one. Looks like they're going to be going back to the air this time around. They're going into triple coverage. Hayden Hurst just wasn't even ready for that one. That's going to get picked off once again and is going to be taken down at the 26-yard line. Dean with his third interception of the day. And they are just racking them up here on the Tampa defense. It's like Oprah out here with interceptions. Everybody's getting one. And David's getting 12.
Yeah, not great coming out from that one. David looks for his 18th interception. Oh, nice fumble. Like, immediately recovered by Ali Marpet as he's going to find that one. Almost some light at the end of the tunnel there for the Falcons, but instead it's actually just a lamppost on the side of the tunnel. Didn't actually lead anywhere. So unfortunately, Falcons still have to find something here to get some points. Passing yards in total 67 for the Falcons, 200 plus for the Buccaneers. Brady going to find a wide open Mike Evans again. And Mike Evans goes for his number of touchdowns in this game as his number in real life. 13 touchdowns for Mike Evans. 75 points, about to be 76 potentially. As could this get to 100 is the question.
At this point, it just might. It just might. And there's got to be a mercy rule somewhere. I don't know what exactly
like
it is,
but
got to be getting close to it at this point. But, I mean, Tampa just continued this. And, I mean, you talk about Mike Evans and what he's done in the offense. We haven't really even seen a whole lot of Tampa's offense. But when they get that connection from Brady to Evans, it's just pretty much a surefire, especially when you get the gap in the zone defense like we saw there. You know, Atlanta back with the ball again.
This comeback season right here, baby.
Comeback starts now. Ryan drops back. Looking for a play. He's got two rushing in his face. Going to go long to Hurst. Again, triple covered. Davis coming up with the interception this time around. See what he's going to do. Little juke, little move down to about the 24-yard line. Call it 23. And Tampa Bay again takes over. Matt Ryan is just... He's completed more passes to Tampa than he has to Atlanta at this point.
Yeah, just kind of, it's like playing three flags up. That's pretty much what I'm seeing Matt Ryan do in this game. He's just kind of throwing the ball up in the air and goes, look, whoever wants it, go for it. And you guys can fight over that. I'm just going to go back to the bench. I'm going to sit back down. Mike Evans, another one, as he gets 6 more points for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. There's just no mercy coming out from the Bucs player. No. He is just making sure that he sets a tone right now for the Tampa Bay center there with 8 to 80 charity. I mean, he's definitely proven something. It's quite scary.
Yeah, he just took the deficit of the last game and then doubled it just to send the message with a couple extra exclamation points back to Atlanta. Like, sure, we lost the first one, but the second time around, we're going to beat you down bad. And it's not. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be ugly, but we're going to go for it. And, you know, this time around, it's going to be interesting to see what the play is now for. I mean, at this point, Matt Ryan just keeps going to try to put something up here. But the problem with it is they just haven't even got off their side of the field. Going to be going long to Gurley, and Dean going to be taking that one again. Another interception. Only going to make it to about the 36-yard line. And Tampa taking over one more time. And this is a point where maybe airing it out isn't – I mean, just go back. It was working for a brief time. Just go to these short passes over the middle, these quick little dump-offs, and you don't have to worry about sending it long.
Yeah, and, at this point, let's just hope for a Falcons fumble recovery for a touchdown. I'd like to see some points coming out from the Falcons. We see really trying to push forward there. Somehow Godwin catches that, extending his entire body, and it almost gets a first down there. Only his second catch of the game. I'd love to see, with 83 points, how many yards and touchdowns that Mike Evans has on the sideline. Same with Gronk at this point, considering they're second best, I would argue, tied for first best on the team. Chris Godwin has 2 receptions for 20 yards, and that was 9.
Brady going to see if he can add on to that. Rolling to the left under pressure. He's going to find Godwin again. That's going to be over the end line. And now Godwin in the game. His touchdown coming through. Another one racked up here, and it is all flexing out of Tampa. Understandably, well-deservedly so. A insurmountable lead now, coming up on to 90-0 for the Buccaneers.
Listen, I thought there was a comeback at 83. At 90, I don't know if it's as doable. I would say 83 in one quarter. I think 5 minutes left. You can run down the field, but just that extra 7 points right there, looking rough for the Falcons. We've seen a very consistent kickoff, by the way, for the Bucs, hitting it right on the end almost every time for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers side. As far as kicking goes, even their special teams unit doing just fine, forcing touchbacks every now and then. Matt Ryan, please just, maybe a sack's better. Honestly, maybe that's better than playing 3 flags up with the defense.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting to see what the move's going to be now, because I'm inclined to agree. Just 83 doable. 90, I don't know. I'm a little more hesitant on that one. Ryan called his eyes upfield last time around.
There we go.
Take the sack. Completion to Julio. Flag on the play though. DPI. So that's going to be good. We're still going to be able to take that, and we're going to be able to move the ball 3rd and 3. So they didn't take the penalty. They just took the yardage as opposed. Couple extra, but not getting the first down. Ryan again, back to pass, quick shot there to Julio. Going to be enough for a first down. Stop the clock out of bounds, and Atlanta's starting to move the ball.
Yeah, this is what you need to do realistically. The only problem is now you're focusing all your handle onto Julio. Almost another interception, 13th of the game potentially for Matt Ryan. But you have to focus on Julio Jones. You're like, all right, this is my playmaker. But then, Bucs defense is going to catch on to that. And he's going to start double teaming Julio, or just try to make it a lot harder as far as coverage goes against Julio. That's why you see Levante Davis. He's going to keep creeping onto the area where we see Julio going. And that is not even to any wide receiver on the Falcons. That was directly to Adams on the Bucs defense there. As we see Matt Ryan a little bit off the mark, 13th interception of the game. 4 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Can he get to 100 now is the question.
Yeah, still all kinds of time here. Under pressure, just lofting it up there, and there's 6 red jerseys around Calvin Ridley, who was the closest one to it. There was no chance at all. Well, Tampa taking the ball back over. This is about the farthest in their own territory they've had to start a drive. Immediately going downfield to Mike Evans, who's going to beat the defense. He's going to make it all the way and score. TB to Mike Evans for 70-plus yards there. 96-0 now for Tampa, pending extra point.
Yeah, I would really like to see Mike Evans' stat line for this game. One play, 77 yards for the Bucs there to finish off that drive. I mean, Mike Evans has to have 300-plus yards with like 10 touchdowns, something like that. I think he's got a lot of touchdowns under his belt. Has a historic game so far, I'd say. If you saw this in real life, what would be your reaction? Yeah, either side, as a Bucs fan or the Falcons fan, you see this kind of game. What are you thinking?
I hope I have someone on Tampa's offense on my fantasy team, or I have the Tampa's defense starting this week. That's the most I can think of it. There's no way you possibly lose a fantasy football matchup if you have Tampa's defense or Tom Brady or Mike Evans. It's a surefire victory.
And we see Shaq Barrett with another sack. So there's another point for the Tampa Bay defense. As we see them lining that one up. 3rd and 21. Quite a far conversion here for the first down. He's going to go for a quick pass to Hayden Hurst. Finds 5 yards. Fun fact, Hayden Hurst used to be a baseball player. Now he's playing football. He caught the pass, 4 for 49. Still a decent game for Hayden Hurst if you had him in. But yeah, that is going to be another punt going over to the Bucs. Looking more and more likely like this is going to be a 100-point-plus game. At this point, do you just go for a field goal and then chew the clock? Or do you just go for another touchdown? Or you just go for, I was going to say, go for a punt return touchdown, but going to get stopped there on the 40.
At this point, I mean, just do what you got to do. I mean, coming up here, getting close to the 2-minute warning. What about one play, and then we'll have a 2-minute warning coming up. Both teams having all their timeouts still, so if they really want to, they could stop the clock, draw this one out a little bit longer, maybe try to put some points up on the board on the Atlanta side, but sticking to the passing game here. Brady dropping back, continuing to roll to the left, pass to Gronk. He's going to shed one tackle, hold on to it, and get thrown down at the 38-yard line. Gronk is a monster of a man and is not going to be dropping that one.
I was going to say, I don't know about sheds a tackle. More so like he forcibly pushed a man down to the ground and just stared at him over his potential dead body. As we see, Mike Evans once again gets another touchdown here, as that is the 9th for Brady, probably the 9th. Well, probably 7th or 8th for Evans as he finds him wide open. Once again, that's 100-plus points for the Bucs here. This kid is relentless. Make sure to remember his name as he goes forward in the Madden season.
Feel bad.
4 points to 0 with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
2 plays, 60 yards. Didn't even get to the 2-minute warning. So, and we're not even going to get to it off of this kickoff either. So, they're going down again. Sake consistency.
Kickoff return.
Going to get the return. See how far you're going to get to about the 18-yard line, and 3 seconds off the clock. So, still have the 2-minute warning going to be coming up. And do you run the clock out in Atlanta's perspective, or do you just keep going to the air and just try?
Listen, we talked about it, the 83 points and maybe a comebackable. Yeah, I saw that coming too. I was like, he looks open, the user's going to pick that. Levante David finding his, I believe, 5th interception of the game. But yeah, I would have potentially ran it down, but that is the 2-minute warning going off there as that conversion goes through. And you can obviously see the excitement coming out as you see a 104-point game. I was going to say, that looks like another touchdown to Gronk. He drops it, though, as he tries to get Brady's 10th touchdown of the game, potentially right there. Gronk's making a surprising drop, but not as agile as he used to be.
Yeah, those days in the WWE starting to come back and hurt a little bit more, but that pass over the middle to Evans going to be caught. He's going to be down at the 1. Couldn't quite make the reach to get across the line. Clock going to be ticking. 1st and goal set up here for Tampa. See what the move's going to be. Brady under center. The line stacked on the defensive front. Goal line D coming in. He's going to drop back to pass. Going to throw quick out to the right for Fournette. We've seen this play once. We've seen it twice now. And another touchdown here for Fournette on this side. And Tom Brady might be having an MVP type day.
Yeah, I would assume so. 111 points total. Almost a blocked kick right there. Would have been something for the Falcons. Would have been some nice momentum going out of this game into the locker room. Be like, hey guys, great block on the kick. That's it. We'll see you next game. And we'll go on from there. Another fair catch going to be signaled here. A touchback in the end zone. 111-0. I mean, we thought the first game it was 34-7, and we're like, man, that was a great game for the Falcons. It seemed kind of like a blowout, and then you see this game, you're like, all right, retrospect.
Okay,
all right.
Well, try something new to run it with Matt Ryan. The hit stick fumble is going to come out, and that's going to be at least claimed there. So 2nd and 7 here for the Falcons. And the thing I'm most concerned about at this point for the Tampa. They might be out of gunpowder for the cannons that they fire every time they score. Baby. They're pretty sure they're out of gunpowder for every time that they score.
Yeah, the fire department.
I mean, Matt Ryan
left the scene already.
They're gone. Whitehead there with the interception over the top.
I don't know if you hear anymore. I think that's Whitehead's 4th interception as well. Racking in the interception. His third of the game. 18 seconds left. Can he make this 118-point game with one more throw? Probably. If it's to Mike Evans, I would assume so. Probably. Even Gronk at this point. Godwin still, I believe, with 2 catches for 30 yards. Somehow, in this game, at 111 points, Godwin has absolutely not seen the ball.
Watch Evans.
And
he's got man coverage deep. Does he stay in bounds? He does. Mike Evans with another one, the one-on-one down low. Brady aired it out. Evans gets another. 117-0. A little more extra point
Hey, I
on
like
the
how
way
he casually
here.
shrugs it off like he hasn't scored 115 points before that. He's like, oh yeah, just another one, you know. Just my 118th point of the game. Absolutely ruthless from the player on the Bucks. 500 total yards, 118 points. That should, I'm not even going to quote that yet, should be the end of the game, but we'll see as the Falcons get another touchback here. Absolutely ruthless showing from the Bucks. I mean, you had to make the statement. We were talking about it. The first show match, the Falcons ended up beating the Bucks out of the first two players, so they called an audible, and the players were like, listen, we're going to put this boy here in. He's going to absolutely go off for us. No worries there. And, I mean, he has done so far, and that is going to run the clock down. Gage with a great catch to end the game. Falcons with a seemingly hopeful drive at the end. Unfortunately, goes to the end of the timer, but 115-0, or 118, sorry, 118-0.
18, yeah.
At the end of that game. You can obviously see some applause. I would probably agree with that being the case. 118 points is pretty difficult to get in Madden, so I think that's an impressive feat.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, you know, all this going here for a charity, the 8 to 80 Foundation, you know, setting up these 8 to 80 zones with the Forever Young Foundation, you know, building these across the country. They have like 5 or 6 of them constructed now to give some sort of resources to underserved communities to be able to set up, you know, these, I guess you could literally just call them these zones, these areas, these places that these kids can go to start to accent and, you know, learn about things that they have interest in to develop their careers into once they do graduate high school. All the information you can find at foreveryoung.org. You can donate there as well. You know, during the games, we've had that taskbar up in the top left corner to show the progress of the donations. We're over $4,000. So, I mean, phenomenal to be able to raise money for this, for a good cause as well. And at the end of that game, you know, even as one-sided as it is, the optimistic thing that comes out of this one for the Atlanta Falcons, congratulations to Matt Ryan for being awarded the NFC Defensive Player of the Year.
Oh, no. Oh, you didn't have to go that route. I was like, I don't know where this is going, but you said NFC Defensive Player of the Year. Matt Ryan going to take that one from one single game alone. An impressive, I think, 14 interceptions second. Really impressive showing. Obviously, we're not flaming anybody. This is all just jokes. Obviously, for a great show match for a charity, right. It's all jokes. We're not, you know, going serious on anybody here. But 118 point total to 0 there at the end. Matt Ryan definitely looking. I mean, Jameis Winston called him after that game and was like, "Dude, that was impressive. I need you to teach me how to do some of that. I need you to get me on the line because that was real impressive gameplay." But of course, 2 show matches done. We still have that really exciting match that we are all looking forward to. Of course, the one leading up to everything, all powered by Skillshot and the 8 to 80 Foundation. Really excited for that show match. So we've been talking about it a lot before, but Dr. Disrespect versus Steve Young and Jerry Rice. What are you kind of expecting going into that?
So, you know, out of that short little conversation that I had, and, you know, all of this is going to get into, you know, we'll be able to see the actual conversation and the ins and outs of what I was able to talk about with Steve Young and Jackson and Jerry Rice to, you know, kind of understand how they're preparing for these matchups. So that was a couple days ago. I'm excited to see how well they have developed their talent over the last 48 hours to see if Steve and Jerry are going to be able to put up exactly what we expected to see them put up every Sunday, you know, back in the 90s from one to the next. So I'm excited to see how well they have developed their talent. But of course, all of that, I don't want to spoil anything. I just have high expectations for those two. We've seen so much from the 8 to 80 prior to. I'm excited for this one, of course. But we'll get to that in due time. We have the interview coming up. We have the showcase, showdown, the title event, the main card, whatever you want to call it, with the Doc, the 2-time, facing off against Steve Young and Jerry Rice. We're going to take a short break, though. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, here to the Madden 21 Showcase with Skillshot, of course, 8 to 80 Foundation supporting all of this. My name's Trevor McNeil. Alongside me is Troy Welling, and things getting a little bit dark over there on that side. Are you doing okay? I know the sunlight's gone. You still doing all right, buddy?
Yeah, no, this is when I shine, is when the sunlight goes away and I'm just in pitch black is exactly what I like to be in. But we've already seen 2 fantastic showcase matches so far, and leading up to it, what everyone's been waiting for, a huge match, a huge charity match, of course, showcase event, Dr. Disrespect versus Steve Young and Jerry Rice. I mean, you got to look into this. You got to ask, who's been practicing the most leading up to this? Can the Hall of Famers bring that same skill level onto the field as they can in Madden? And can Doc just be the 2-time and potentially make it 3-time to beat some of the best to ever do it?
Yeah, I really look forward to see if he does come away with the victory, if he's able to get them and change his moniker to the 3-time. But a phenomenal event, of course, front to back, 8 to 80 put together. I mean, they're building these zones all across the country. They got Tampa and Atlanta. We've seen them showcase today. They have one in Miami. We've had a lot of conversation going about all of this, the foundation that they have built and they've started here with this 8 to 80 zone. And Steve Young and Jerry Rice, phenomenal people to be able to put all of this together. And I cannot wait. I'm so excited to see what their gameplay is going to bring.
Yeah, and something I wanted to pitch to you is you actually got a chance to speak with Steve Young and Jerry Rice and Jackson. Want to get a look into that.
I am joined here by 2 first ballot Hall of Famers, 3-time Super Bowl champions, both with an MVP to their name. Jerry Rice out of Stark Vegas, Mississippi, and the man under center, the Salt Lake City native, Steve Young, as well as his son, Jackson Young. Steve, a pleasure to be alongside of you guys.
Starkville, Mississippi.
Stark Vegas, man. It's
Stark Vegas.
It's
I love that.
That's what we call it now.
You're killing it, bro. Keep it going.
Yeah, keep
Keep
going.
going.
I like
You're on a roll.
Absolutely.
I like it.
It's a pleasure to be alongside legends like yourselves who now look to extend your legacy that you built on the field to off of the field. Steve, first question goes to you. We see a lot of professionals, athletes, gaming and streaming now on the internet, such as Alvin Kamara, Juju Smith, Karl Anthony Towns, etc. The list goes on. What do you think about these 2 parallels of competition converging between traditional sports and esports?
At first, I thought it was baloney. First, I was like, this is bogus. This is not real. I used to play, Mario Kart and, no way you're going to tell me that this is like that big of a deal until this kid came along. And Jackson told me he did some research. He was probably 8 years old, and he was doing research in colleges that had esports gaming and that he could make a career. Dad, I could go pro. I could go. And I remember turning like, hey, you know what? You're going to go pro. That ain't happening. And then I think that in time, it really just came to me because Jackson was so intent about it to show me the value and the ecosystem that was being built around esports and gaming. And he won me over. And now in the last 4 years, I've been trying to couple together his passion for esports and our passion for, and that's what's happening. You mentioned all those players today. It is very common for players today to be totally engrossed in e-gaming and esports. So
I know that's something we didn't do back in the day.
We did not do it. What wasn't around? It was like Tetris and, it was like ridiculous.
Yeah. I didn't even play Madden.
No, I didn't either.
Yeah, I was not good at it, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. I would always get beat down or something like that. My son, he was really good at it.
Yeah.
So
trust me, I've been beat down for 20 years.
Okay.
It's a whole new forefront coming through to both Jerry and Steve. We've heard of the 8 to 80 connection on Sundays of past. Now that you actually have this 8 to 80 foundation, kind of what's the new mission of this organization? What does it offer? And how did this one come to be?
Well, I think just to leverage the field, give these kids an opportunity. And Steve sort of twisted my arm a little bit, right after we stepped away from the game, but we still wanted to keep that 8 to 80 going. And I was very fortunate that he decided to, just talk to me about it, give me the opportunity. And we have done a lot with the 49er Foundation over Colorado.
Jerry says it's me. It was Jerry. Jerry's the one that had the idea of getting kids,
kids or I'm not going to say underprivileged. I'm just saying that the playing field was not level.
Yeah.
The playing field wasn't fair. And I think the idea was, let's provide some infrastructure, some place to go where we can teach the skills that will level the playing field, especially around technology, around gaming, around music.
Yeah.
Remember that day?
Yeah,
remember when we
yeah.
opened the first one and you
Oh
were there
my God.
playing the guitar and
Trying to sing.
trying to
And,
go.
you embarrassed me big time. Though.
It's terrible. But the idea was that we were going to try to level the playing field, and that's what we've been doing 880. And I'm really grateful, Jerry. We were in Atlanta 2 years ago.
Yes.
Miami last year.
Right.
And I've got 5 or 6 of them, and so we've kind of hit our stride. Who would know that 880 would be in Atlanta, New Orleans, Miami? Like
it's so weird.
So.
It's weird. It's really weird because we connected so well on the football field. We didn't think about after football, after retirement. It's something that just came about, and I'm loving it right now because it's just like what you said. It's all about just giving kids an opportunity, and that's really what I'm all about because I played the game for over 20 years, and to be able to give back, you get rewarded that way, and you just really feel good about yourself.
Paying it forward. Appreciate Jackson come up with the idea of doing this 24-hour stream. We'll
get to that
his brother did one a while ago, and what gave you the first idea, Jax?
Well, we did it a while back and, raised some money. So I thought, hey, the foundation is something I'm interested in, and it's something that I'm passionate about. So why not go forward and do it again and solidify it this time around?
And bring together, in many ways, your dad's life, right, and your life, and Jerry's, and 880. It's like a whole family affair. And so, and now we're trying to. Jerry and I are gonna.
I'm not messing around.
We're
I'm
challenging.
serious.
We're challenging Dr. Disrespect.
Yes, that's
he
right.
wanted to stand up and he wanted to say, "Hey, we think that we could take on the great Jerry Rice, Steve Young, 1v1 in Madden," and we're going to do that. We're going to play. What's the latest on the game and what's happening there, Jax?
We're playing Madden. I've been working with my dad. I'm about to work with Jerry. You know what?
Good.
We're going to take down the 2-time. This guy's going down. My dad knows all the buttons by now. X, square, and so forth. And so we're ready to
triangle.
Take our game to the field.
All I know when it's game time, I'm ready.
That's right. We'll be ready.
I'm ready.
I believe that.
Part of our 8 to 80 Blitz stream is going to be Jerry and I playing Madden against Dr. Disrespect. So we appreciate him jumping in. And
why they call him Dr. Disrespect?
That's his alter ego. That's who he plays as. He's a huge YouTuber, Jerry.
Oh, okay.
That's his. You got to see the doctor when his mustache and the whole look. When you see the doctor, he is he's doing the real deal. He's doing house calls. So,
absolutely.
He's going down. Go ahead.
You guys have done so well. I mean, you talked about the connection you had just inherently on the football field. Obviously, the legacy's been set on the field. Now that you're kind of transitioning to this digital gridiron, do you think the training Jackson's provided is going to be enough? Yeah, how do you think this whole thing's going to go down against the Duck?
I'll say this. Jerry's about to get the training that Jackson gave me earlier. And once you get the basics down, it becomes a little bit like, oh, yeah, you want to run the skinny post against a free safety. Right. You can slide it in there and you can get – it becomes more real. And so I guarantee, Jerry, by the time we play Saturday, we're like, oh, yeah, this is on.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's gonna be a good one.
Jackson is like my wide receiver coach. So he's going to be coaching me up every time. Look at me. And I've been coached by some of the greatest coaches ever. So Jackson, there's no pressure there, okay?
Yeah, no training is going to be harder than this one.
This is the perfect opportunity to ask Jackson. You are the quote-unquote resident expert, the inside man. Do they stand a chance, or are you going to have to sub in at halftime?
Oh, dude, these guys are going to destroy. I swear. I've seen some of Dr. Disrespect's gameplay, his playing Madden. He doesn't have the fundamentals down. I think once these guys get him down, he's going to be missing a core concept.
Wait, so we can sub you in? Oh,
Jerry, once we get you on the sticks, it's on. It's on.
Now, with the ribbon cutting, we go back to this 8 to 80 and Tampa's Legend Zone at the Skill Center. Now, you now have 5. You mentioned that before in NFL cities. Did it ever occur to you that these centers would be so valuable in your day-to-day traditional virtual learning for cities that they serve? Or did COVID kind of help you understand what these centers offered and so much more to their communities?
The kids, when we were in Atlanta,
Wow.
there was a group of kids that were so energized by the robotics. Remember, they had the cars and it was like a demolition derby.
Yeah, I
Remember
know. It was so cool.
And then the gaming room, the esports, you could see that there's a whole new generation that was going to explode with this kind of stuff. And so for Jerry and I, it was a revelation. It was like we had to see it to really understand it. We're grateful for Skillshot. We're grateful for the 80 zones and the difference it's making. And let's put one in every NFL city.
Yeah, why not?
Let's do this.
I mean, it's going well, and these kids are so smart.
He's raising the money.
Yeah.
Why don't you get really good at this, Jackson? We'll get this done, man.
We'll see what happens.
Be the next Madden Pro before you know it.
Yeah.
Now, this
totally.
whole showcase match going off to kick off the partnership between 8 to 80 and another nonprofit organization in Nassif. What can you say about the new associate and the benefits that the North American Scholastic Esports Federation brings? The foundation brings.
Nassif, I mean, it's a nonprofit esports organization that offers K through 12 esports hands-on experience, and it's kind of what we're doing with 8 to 80. So we're glad that they have a similar passion and we can share that. In
many ways, it's the esports equivalent to you and I playing middle school football or middle school basketball. You were a great basketball player. It's like this is the esports. Well, that's why
back in Mississippi.
Yeah. I've seen you play basketball, but I mean, I think this Nassif is a great. We appreciate their combination because having them be a part of it, they're going to make a big difference for a whole new generation of esports gamers that are in K through 12. So it's great.
Mm-hmm.
They've definitely made their names around Scholastic. I mean, you talked about with Jackson researching the stuff at age 8. It's now that you have these options in schools. I mean, even when I went to school, the esports is not an option at all. So being able to partner up 8 to 80 and Nassif is a phenomenal step forward. And I can only imagine how much further that's going to go in the next few years. Now, as we continue on with this one, we've already established the foundations have been set. Jackson's been coaching you up pretty well. Do you guys have anything that you kind of want to brush off before we separate ways here, or predictions, scores? What do you think? What's going to happen here?
You never predict. That was something I never did do throughout my career. I was asked many times.
No Joe Namath promises.
How many touchdowns you going to score? You guys going to win that game or something like that? But I can tell you one thing. When it's time to bring it, we will bring it. We will find a way somehow.
Are you telling me that you don't know that Jerry Rice can run the slant? I mean, let me tell you right now, Dr. Disrespect is going to see so many slants for touchdowns. He's going to see them in his dreams. So, but anyway, signing off. Great to be with you guys. Look forward to seeing you on Saturday.
Absolutely.
And it's game on.
Let's
raise
some money.
Let's do this.
Let's raise it. Let's do it.
All right.
Looking forward to it. Well, no predictions this time. The experts have weighed in. Time will tell if they were going to stand up against the Doc, the 2-time against the 3 times, both of them. You're not going to want to miss this. Welcome back. We're here. We're ready for the football to start. And, they had a lot to say. No predictions coming out of Jerry Rice. Nothing that he wants to, no Joe Namath curses, as they called it. So not really sure what their expectations are. Trevor McNeil alongside Troy Welling here in the dark. How do you think, based off of their responses, how do you think they're going to fare in the game against the Duck?
Honestly, it all depends on how well Jackson coached him. I think that's what it really comes down to. See if he could coach him enough. He says he knows all the buttons at least. That's all he needs him to do. But you're going up against a 2-time champion of video games. You have to. well versed in all video games. You know, it's the Doc. So we got to see if he's the same as he is in every game as he is in Madden. See if he can get an early lead onto those legends in Steve Young and Jerry Rice, and it'll be interesting to see how that game is going to progress. Also, we didn't know what teams they were going to pick as well. I mean, you could very clearly assume one team, the San Francisco 49ers, but we'll see what the teams end up being.
Yeah, we'll see how that does go. Of course, we talked about the 8-80 Foundation. We have to get another shout out into Ozzy from Oz Talks HW that has donated 20 refurbished gaming computers to 20 students from the Boys and Girls Clubs of Tampa Bay who don't have their own computers at home. You can see it there. Was able to phenomenal donation to be able to give something. As you heard Steve talk about these they just didn't have a fair playing field, and for Ozzy to come in and donate something like this and give 20 computers to 20 students who don't have those readers at home already, just a phenomenal exclamation point to the cause of what this whole thing is all about, the 8-80 Forever Young Foundation, everything. So shout out to them, a huge thank you for that donation.
Yeah, it's a massive thing to do. So really awesome to see that. Huge thanks to him, of course. And, as they said in their interview, they're looking to put one up in every NFL city. So we'll see. Now, I used to live in Vegas. You live in Vegas now. We'll see if they bring one to Vegas. See if we can get one of those going up and around here since now Vegas Raiders are there in the meantime. But it is going to be awesome to see the kind of development of the 8-80 charity and seeing how much it's progressed already and how much it can continue to grow, as well as also, we have to give obviously a huge shout out to Jackson, Steve Young's son, who is doing that 24-hour stream to try raise money for this event. Like that already in itself is a great thing to do, on top of adding, the charity stream and being able to kind of help out and get this kind of huge cast along for an awesome game. So massive shout out that way. Also, if you can, make sure to check out their website, foreveryoung.org. Has all the information about the org, where you can donate to the charity, all that kind of stuff. But preparing to get into the game here shortly, what are you kind of expecting? I mean, Dr. Disrespect versus Steve Young and Jerry Rice, and maybe Jackson as well, included in that lineup. Both playing the 49ers. Okay, I was kind of expecting this. I was going to see if the Doc was going to go with the 49ers as well, but touchback's going to be the start. But what are you expecting?
That was going to be my exact answer. I expect the Doc to do something like this. Is that because everybody knows the Doc. He's got the confidence that nobody can match. And if anyone's going to do it, then the Doc's going to beat you at your own game. He said, okay, you can have the Niners, and I'll just play the Niners and I'll beat you at the same. He could have given them the legendary team that had Steve Young and Jerry Rice on the roster, and he said, that's fine, I'll play with today's Niners and still beat you. But once we figure out exactly which team is which is in the red, which is in the white, we'll figure out who actually is on which side of the ball. But a mirror matchup is exactly what I would expect to see from the Doc.
Yeah, we expected the 49ers, and I'm pretty sure the Doc's 49ers fan. That is not a great throw, though, as we're going to see Tart is going to pick that one off. Immediate start for the 49ers against the 49ers here in the Great Show match, of course. Only 30 seconds in. That is a huge pick to start this one. I want to say that Doc is on the white jersey 49ers, and he got that interception, but we'll have to confirm that for everybody. But a huge interception nonetheless for either side is going to get them off to the races to try and get the first points of this game.
So now we'll see what the move is going to be as we look in this mirror matchup already. I mean, we saw this in the last game where it was just the one time. It started out with turnovers, and we'll see if it continues to go. Doc in possession of the ball here. Doc in white, Steve and Jerry on the other side can answer right back with the interception of their own. And a quick 1-2 for both of them, a turnover, and the ball's right back where it started.
Yeah, we're right back to the mix of things. Interception after interception. Steve Young and Jerry Rice with a pick there, able to get themselves back into this game, not letting the Doc score any points early on. We're going to see Jimmy G on both sides. And now we're going to see if Steve Young and Jerry Rice can get some play being created here against Dr. Disrespect. But Doc's going to come in with a huge sack. Williams going to take that one. Obviously, one of the
more important things the 49ers are known for is that defensive line is killer. Having just some of the best defensive ends you could have on this team and D tackles, the line is extremely impressive. So we'll see if that continues this game. Another pick comes through as the Duck. Richard Sherman's going to find the pick. And that is 3 interceptions in a minute and a half.
Another great accent to the Niners defense, adding Richard Sherman to their secondary. And he's always got something to say about this. You take the look in there on Steve and Jerry in their conference room and see what their move's going to be. And, you know, now that we've had 3 back-to-back turnovers, I am kind of curious what's going on over there. So let's go ahead and kind of listen into what these guys are saying.
Jackson. All right.
Here we go. Here we go.
Here we go.
Put a blanket on him. Shut him down right now.
Ooh. What? Your guy didn't even go for it. He threw a perfect pass. Look at Jimmy's upset.
Jimmy's pissed.
Jimmy's upset. You got to turn for the ball, bro. All right.
Are we playing with last year's Niners defense or this year's?
I don't know.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, we're on the board. Let's go,
You're on the
baby.
board.
Right. Jerry Rice got the sticks.
Okay, Jerry.
All right, baby. I'm getting ready to bring it.
Stay your game.
I know.
Stay
Yeah,
your game.
yeah.
Stay with your game. Show you the tips, Trey? That was terrible.
Wait,
What's your gaming background, Jerry?
Left stick.
I don't have any.
Left stick if you want to go.
Okay.
Well, he's going to down. Good job, Jerry.
Yeah.
I mean, at least run it out.
Come on, that's the way the game. Hey, I'm sorry.
We don't have the expertise yet.
That's the way you play the game now.
Okay, all right.
Nice pick.
Let's see what I can do to you, Doc. Disrespect.
Here it is. Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. Okay. All right.
99.
Hey, I'm just trying to fill you out right now. That's all. I'm just trying to fill you out.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
How about that for timing?
You see that right there? You see that?
Nice throw, bro.
Hey, Doc.
Okay,
I'm
Jerry.
coming after
All right.
I'm coming after you.
Look at that. Oh, God, darn it.
That receiver ran the wrong route. Not my fault. He ran.
All right.
He was supposed to
We're
hit
in
the
trouble. You know,
no,
hit the slant.
Jimmy was supposed to throw the ball to the guy going to the outside.
Exactly. You can't get a quarterback to do anything right anymore.
Hey, put that defense
This is
on,
kind of
Steve.
where we just look back.
Shut him down. Shut him down. Shut him down.
Doctor's disrespect smells. Look at this.
Uh-oh.
He's going to throw?
Oh, the timing.
Ooh. I like the bootleg.
Man, what was that, Doc?
I like the bootleg.
This must be a preseason game, and timing's a little off right now.
12 padded practices. There we go.
Come on,
I think Jimmy G needs his helmet to like come off, and then he turns into Steve Young, and it just decides, man, I'm gonna run this.
And I'm on the other side telling Steve, get down, Steve.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Woo. Woo.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
What was that,
I'm
Steve?
kinda,
Bad defense, bro. That was some bad defense, I got to tell you. Trey, how bad was that? That was terrible.
Trey like that. You know what? I don't.
Terrible.
I'm not
Oh,
even.
now he's going to go the fake? Oh, look at this. He's rubbing it in now, bro.
I'm starting to get
All
warmed
right.
up.
All
I
right.
mean,
It's
it's
all right.
about 10 years since I
Classic
picked up this controller, so.
11-0 lead.
That's okay. We've been known to come from behind.
The 11-0 lead.
We're just warming up.
Here we go, Doc. I'm tired of this.
Are you gonna run it out?
Oh, we're running it out. We're not holding back.
Hit it.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Right up the gut. Oh, yeah.
So you guys still play? I mean, are you guys still playing like pickup games, flag football? Like, how do you guys stay active?
Jerry caught a burrito 100 out of a gun. 100-yard burrito the other day. Check it out on
Postmates. It's crazy, man.
Check it out on YouTube.
In stride?
Yeah, I'm running, man. That thing is like, it was so high in the air and it felt like just a brick coming down. But I was determined to make the catch. Steve, Steve, what are you doing, man?
Oh, I can't. I'm giving up. I'm looking right at the receiver. I got to look him off.
Was it a veggie burrito or like a burrito de carne asada? Because, I mean, there's different weight factors there.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
All right, play some D, Jerry.
Okay, all right, okay. Oh, come on. We getting.
We're starting to heat up. Play action fake. Look at this guy right down the middle. Look at him.
Whoa! Look at this. What? Oh yeah, he's not messing around now.
Hey,
He was playing
about Dr. Disrespect.
Yeah.
You know that.
All right, tighten it up.
I mean,
tighten it up.
You know, it's sort of like
you guys might want to, get on the flip phone and call one of those Madden pros in the background.
Trey might have to come in.
Oh, my old man ran into me.
Beautiful. That was a Mark Sanchez run.
We can't let him get into the end zone.
Shut it down, bro.
So Troy, you asked me what I expect. This is what I expect. This level of banter. Jerry Rice talking about catching burritos on the run, 100 yards. Mark Sanchez runs. I mean,
I did catch that.
This is what
Mark
I thought.
Sanchez run was a funny comment. Just throwing that in there from Steve Young. I'm seeing a little bit of blown coverage on defense from Jerry Rice. He's taking over Richard Sherman. He's kind of just standing still. It might be if he just took one of the D line and made it a little bit easier on himself. I think it would give Doc less room to get an open receiver because as you can see right now, he's just sitting on Sherman. He's gonna stand still and he's gonna struggle to get over to that receiver. But a pitch toss is gonna come through, and that's a nice little loss on the yardage there as we see TFL coming through, which stops Doc to 3 points. And I mean, still a 2-touchdown game only in the first quarter. So it's definitely something that is comebackable. Jimmy G on the offense for Steve Young and Jerry Rice going to have to find something to work with, though. Steve Young, as it looks to be the offense, and Jerry Rice taking over on the defense, that seems to be the play they're taking out.
Yeah, keep trading back and forth, and of course, after Steve threw that interception, Jerry is like, "Come on, man, you can't stare down your receiver like that. You know that." But Doc calling his shots, knowing that with the play action, open man over the middle, able to set himself up there for that field goal drive. As you mentioned, up 2 touchdowns now. So, pending Doc's kickoff here, wait to see what Steve and Jerry are going to do. See if they can put their first points on the board. They've been moving the ball decently well, but not quite got to the point where they want. This is a returnable kick. Going to take it out of the end zone. Moving quickly to the side here. Can't quite figure out which way to go, and he's going to be stuffed down to the 12-yard line. So, not an ideal starting position here for Steve and Jerry.
And I think the biggest thing that they could do is just not turn the ball over. They can go 4 and out or 3 and out every single time, but as long as they don't fumble or give up interceptions, I still think there's an easy chance for Steve Young on the offense here to find some openings and get through, because it's a lot easier to come back from a game when you're not giving them perfect field position as well. When you give that interception, when you throw that interception and give it straight to the dock on the other side, he's going to be in great field position every time. So that's pretty much why he's gotten this many points this quickly. But great pass coming through. Steve Young going to find Kendrick Bourne there and is going to make another completion, getting closer to midfield. Nice gain of 17, going for a pitch with Mostert. Looks like maybe Steve Young's finding his rhythm too on offense here, getting some momentum, switching some plays up. I'm sure Jackson helping off in the distance, but definitely some impressive plays so far from both. Doc is maintaining his 2-time back-to-back champion status so far through the first quarter there.
Absolutely. I mean, everybody knows the legacies that Steve Young, Jerry Rice set up. 3-time Super Bowl champs, both first ballot Hall of Famers, Super Bowl MVPs in their own rights. Steve this time, though, going to take the sack and set up a 3rd and 18 here. Of course, Doc, though, the 2-time, 1993, 1994, back-to-back blockbuster gaming champion. Like, you cannot ignore these statistics. We got champions competing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's no bit of competition left to be given by these players here in this game. All champions, all gold and crystals around their trophy cabinets, as we've seen before. Got to see a good reception here. I believe that's George Kittle there. Doesn't find the catch, though. Would have been huge. Obviously, would have gotten to midfield and gotten him that first down. But another turnover on possession. Unfortunately, at least it's not an interception, so they'll have to put Doc at a little bit farther away around that midfield area on the punt. But it's once again an unsuccessful outing for the offense here for the other San Francisco 49ers. In case you aren't aware, Steve Young and Jerry Rice are on the red 49ers, and the Dr. Spec is on the white side of the 49ers. This kick is going to go nowhere because they missed the timing up there on the top, but he didn't fair catch it. Could have been destroyed there, but luckily enough able to avoid the tackle.
Yeah, kind of surprised not to see that fair catch called, but, good field position here right at midfield, just shy of it. But, for everybody else joining in, of course, all of this going for the 8 to 80 zones that Steve and Jerry heading across the country. They got 6 of them to date. And as Jerry said, why not? Let's put one in every NFL city. And you see the top left corner how much money we have raised so far. Of course, all this going to benefit those 8 to 80 zones and the Forever Young Foundation. Steve's son Jackson doing his own stream to continue this 24 hours that he's going to go for this. And we'll see as we get towards the end of the first quarter what the Doc's going to do. Most are going to get about 10, enough for the first down, and see if he sneaks one more play in here before the end of the first.
Yeah, it looks like to be the case here, Doc, with good time management and play calling so far. Didn't establish the run until that very play, so that's going to help him out a little bit. But I'm sure, actually, it looks like Steve Young is playing defense this time around, so maybe they're switching it off. Jerry Rice is like, man, I can play defense so much better than you. And you can actually see Steve Young is tracking with the user there, so almost an impressive catch from Raheem Mostert. Would have been incredible. Another good running back with some good hands to catch the ball in the backfield, but it looks like, you know what, maybe Jerry Rice had enough of Steve Young's offense. Was like, man, let me figure this out. I'll take it from here. But so far, Steve Young on defense, pretty good.
A diving attempt there from Mostert would have been huge. Great connection to be able to set them up in the red zone. Would have concluded the first quarter, but now clock stopped. 2nd and 10. Jimmy in the gun. Going to hand it off to Mostert. Another 12, 13 yards picked up before he's finally taken down at the 27. And that will conclude the first quarter. So a couple touchdown lead here for the Doc going into number 2. What do you think Steve and Jerry are going to do to be able to change things up here?
I mean, they already did it. They switched up the player on each side of the ball, and that could help. We'll have to see what Jerry Rice looks like on the offense of the 49ers. But I already can tell Steve Young's pretty decent on defense. He was actually using Sherman and tracking him down. Of course, Steve Young, Hall of Fame quarterback, 3-time Super Bowl champ, and a Super Bowl MVP. A part of the foreveryoung.org, the 8 to 80 charity foundation. 15 seasons with the 49ers, an incredible career, and now trying to include esports in that as well. It's awesome to see.
Yeah, and of course, alongside him, Jerry Rice, his #1 target for years and years and years. That was a Super Bowl champion along with them, plus the MVP, record holder in receptions, yardage, touchdowns. I mean, everything. First-round pick in, his rookie season. The guy just has done immaculate things.
Oh, he almost
across
read
the
that.
board, and this time around, great start right there, coming into the second quarter to get that completion down to the 1-yard line. Could have the touchdown, and a question mark as to what the stoppage was, but yeah, Doc, he's just toying with him.
Think Doc's feeling bad? I was gonna say there's no way he has any remorse on the field.
No, absolutely not. I think he's gonna find something. He's gonna look for his own setup here. So while he's down on the 1-yard line, while they get ready to see what listen to these comms.
Yeah, rush right through into the end zone where he most are going to find that. 20 points pending PAT, 21 points for the Doc in the first half. But there's still, there's plenty of time. Jerry Rice said himself they are, known for their comebacks, so we'll see if he can do it. See if they can find something. It has to be, I would say on this next possession, they got to find some points, though.
Yeah. Yeah, so while we see if he's going to make this extra point here, it is going to be up, and it is good. Of course, we've mentioned the records that Steve and Jerry have put together. Of course, the two-time Doc himself, the international video game superstar, the internet mogul. You can catch him streaming on YouTube Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The Champions Club. He is the owner, the president, the CEO, COO, and everybody knows the Doc. And he's apparently written a book.
Yeah, his first book coming out in March. Yeah, Ninja Regatta has released book, and now Doc following suit. I mean, what is there not to read about the absolute stature of a 6'8" back-to-back champion? It's got to be an interesting read. Look out for that, I believe, coming out at the end of March. As far as this game goes, though, currently with the lead is Doc, trying to look for that 3-time championship belt on the way to it. But we'll see. Now they are going to put Jerry Rice on the sticks for offense.
Yeah.
Let's see what he's got in himself. Let's see if he's got better reading than Steve Young. If so, maybe Jerry Rice should have been the QB for the 49ers for all that time being. But we'll see if he's got it going for himself. You've seen some crazy play coming out, but that's a pick. Sherman's going to take that to the house. I'm sure he doesn't. But it's another one. Another pick from Richard Sherman. Jerry Rice is now probably like, all right, I understand where you're coming from now. I threw it at the receiver. He wasn't looking. Got picked off.
Yeah.
Just nothing's going well.
Not quite. Jerry had a lot to say when Steve threw the interception. So let's take a listen and see what kind of conversation is going on between Steve and Jerry now that Jerry is the one responsible.
Well, be careful. Trey, just take down Dr. Disrespect. All right, here we go. Oh, we'll get the ball back, Jerry. We'll get the ball back.
It's just like...
Here we go.
Oh, we got double. Oh.
Getting murdered right now.
Jerry, I got a multi-million-dollar idea for you, and I usually don't throw ideas like this out for free.
What you got?
A brand new product called Jerry Pop. It's a lollipop that contains nutrients and vitamins, and you just call them Jerry Pops. Thoughts?
Oh.
No good?
That sounds like my goat.
Go! 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 Go!
Get him,
Go! Go! All the way! Yeah, first touchdown in Madden!
Hey!
Who's on the sticks?
Yeah!
Doctor, disrespect. It's on now, baby.
Woo!
We're back
So I
at
didn't like the idea.
Wow, look at that.
Stand Barrett. Stand Barrett.
What an interception, man. Oh.
That's all right. That's all right. We're warming up. We're warming up. All right, here we go. Here we go.
We're coming back.
This is
all right.
awesome. Oh yeah.
Let's go. Let's go.
Do this.
See, I run it out.
Here goes the third.
See, then I swing it over here, and then boom.
Oh, that's the way to go get him.
Oh yeah.
All right, Steve, come on.
It's
We got him,
easy.
Steve. We got him.
Oh no, I got too greedy. Too greedy.
Hey, Doc, you in trouble.
What's that?
Doc, you in trouble. You hear me?
Mm-mm.
Now we're settling in now. We're starting to play some defense.
Oh, come on.
Where's the rush?
All right. There you go, Steve. There you go. There you go, Steve.
He's feeling it. Doc, you've gotten quiet.
You guys are getting too cocky, and I'm starting to get real pissed off over here.
Doc, we had something positive happen. You can't knock us.
That's true. That's true.
Pick. Interception right now. Pick.
Oh, where's the rush?
Pick. Come on.
You don't
Use your
want to
All right, there we go.
You don't want to throw that ball.
Wait, shut him down, Steve. My turn.
Channels.
You don't want to pull. Here you go, Jerry. Take the stick. Jerry's got him. Jerry's
Yeah,
got him.
I thought that was an interception.
You're in trouble, Doc.
Jerry's got the sticks.
What do I need here?
Let's go, baby. Let's go. All right. There you go. Hey, there we go, baby. Come on.
You know, I'm a numbers
Almost.
guy.
You're right there.
You know,
You're right there.
4th and 1 on our side of the. I mean, we have a comfortable lead. Let's get rid of it.
Run him down his throat.
Jerry, don't.
Oh.
Ooh.
Right.
That was. Ooh. All right.
Let's go.
Jerry,
Let's go.
Jerry, run that offense. Remember that you have that.
I got the Steve.
Got
I got
it.
you.
You got it.
Don't put pressure on me.
I know,
man.
there's no
Let me-
pressure. No pressure. You got it. Just be yourself. Be yourself.
Hey, Doc, you ready for this?
No alter egos.
Doc, you all
Hey.
quiet. What's going on?
No. Hold on now. Let my play do the talking.
He's concentrating, Jerry.
That's
There we
holding
go.
up.
There we go.
This. Woo! That's what I was telling you about. You gotta
Bring them to their knees.
remember you had it on the ground.
Hey, Jerry, you can't fool me. I know you got like a 180-inch projection screen system in the living room with Madden 21 on it, okay?
No, I don't. But I'm getting ready to bring it to you right now. Get up in there.
All right, this is the game I told you to do.
I know, Steve. I
don't
know,
what
Steve.
you were
I got
thinking
you.
about, bro. You got all aggressive. You
I
got
got you.
Like we're gonna try to win it in one play.
All right.
Oh, Jimmy G, I hope your foot. You better be ready
Why-
to scramble.
Boy,
Oh, he see it.
bringing the
He
heat.
see it.
Oh, he brought the blitz.
There you
Oh!
go. There you go. Hey, Doctor, you're in trouble now, Doctor. You're in trouble.
Because we got people in the game finally.
The Doc is in trouble now.
Hey, listen, I'm looking at the camera feed. I don't even see the power on your controller. Someone else is playing.
Hey, Jerry's got the sticks right here. Come on.
Come on, let's go. Get up in there.
That's the game I told you about. That's your game right there.
All right, okay.
That's your
All right.
game. You were like trying to win the game in one play.
I'm going up top right now. Hey, Doc, I'm going up the top on you.
All right.
Now,
Bring it back.
This is the game. This
Hey.
is the game.
Hey, you fell for that, didn't you?
This is the game that I saw.
Third one, here we go.
This is the game, right? This is the game right here.
Hey, I'm starting to sweat. Starting to sweat, Doc. Woo! You better cool me off, Doc.
3rd and 1.
Okay. All right.
Come on now, come on.
What's the Doc gonna do 3rd and 1? What did he play too deep?
Oh, we can.
Oh,
Oh, we can
Jimmy,
go
what do you
for it.
look? What do you?
Even if we don't, get him. There you go.
No.
oh, nice run.
Down. You see what I'm talking about? Yeah.
That was, you showed a lot of patience there, bro.
Yeah, I like running the ball. I'm always, I'm a team player.
That's a good run.
I don't remember
That's a
that
good decision.
That's not how I remember it. But okay, you say.
Come on. Get it.
Easy out.
Get up in there.
Look at these moves.
That's what I'm talking about. Look at the crowd. They all standing
Jerry,
right
you're
now,
starting to get warmed up, huh?
Yeah, I'm getting. They hit.
Woo. The coach is on the field.
Hey, Doc. If we score here, watch out. Oh, when we score. I should say when we score
Focus,
here.
Jerry, focus.
Okay, run it. You knew I was going to run that. You knew I was going to run that ball there. That's why I was messing with Doc.
I'm trying to get my guys to like plant and cut.
Hey, Doc, hey, don't worry about it. Just keep doing what you're doing. Here we go. Get it up in there.
Oh, no.
Boy.
No,
Ball
Jerry.
game.
Nice work. Okay.
There you go, Steve.
He's back on the scripts.
Woo!
Whoa, that was a drive. That's kind of a
I need goal line defense right there.
Hey, that brought back memories from the old days. Oh, my.
We don't know.
Well,
We're
you know
trying,
what? I messed that one
trying
up.
to get back in the game, bro. We're trying to get back in the game.
Hey, you had me there, though.
Hey, we had us all baffled on that one.
But Jerry, all you had to do was kick the field goal. 13, then you're down by
Come on
one
out.
score, but now you're down by 2 scores.
No.
See?
Come on out, Doc.
Hey, Doc. Look, we got a strategy. Let us play our game, okay? All right, we don't need your input. Okay?
Oh, this is the defense.
That's all right. Hey, that's okay. Let's make a play. Let's make a play right now.
Here we go.
Yeah, let's go sack lunch.
The Doc's
Come
Get outside.
Nice run. Nice run.
And he's looking good today. He's looking real good today.
Speed. Mostert's got the speed today.
A gain of 13 yards.
All right.
First down, San Francisco.
I believe in you, Steve. Come on.
That's right. We got some defense. We got it coming.
Oh, he's trying to run the ball now. He's trying to run the ball now.
Tit for tat here.
Number 26, Tevin Coleman, the ball carrier.
We're gonna shut that down.
Yards on the pickup brings up 2nd and 2 at the 41-yard line.
I better call
Noise.
timeout
We
here
need
real
some
soon.
noise. Stand up, crowd. We need some noise.
Here we go.
Pick.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Here we go.
I tell you what, Doc, you got a lot of drops. It's not your fault. You got a lot of drops today.
Come on.
Oh, okay, big down.
Hey, we get one. Hey, yeah, we need to pick one right now and take it to the house.
3rd and 2.
Here we are.
That song
Here we are.
said, take it out. Take it to the house. Let's go.
Oh, I see a mismatch already.
Here we go.
He's got the mismatch.
Oh,
This
Go
he
get
loves the
him. Go
bootleg.
get him.
He loves the bootleg. Oh, it is.
pick. There you
nice.
go.
Doc, I gotta tell you, I thought that was late.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel about timing in general, but that just felt late.
It did. Or I just didn't
Hey,
power
run
it
all the way
in.
back.
Watch the face
Hey, that's John Taylor back there. Oh, John Taylor gonna take it to the house.
He's bringing it out.
Oh.
JT. I don't remember JT having that many better moves than that.
Ooh.
All right.
All right.
Here we go.
We got 33 seconds.
Oh, we got to. Ooh, yeah. We got to move. We got to be careful here, though. We don't want to. We got to. This is a nice halftime. I don't want to say that I'm not going for it, but I want to say that I don't want to go in any worse.
Here we go.
All right. Let's go.
White.
Okay.
Yeah, we just don't want to do anything crazy. There. Get up in there. Get that first down.
Woo. All right.
That's where they push forward.
Okay, halftime.
All right.
We all right.
Let's go.
I'm out.
Well,
Hey, we all right.
I
Hey,
feel like
halftime, 21-12.
Hey, we feel good about this right now,
I feel like
Doc.
we have the. I think we have the momentum.
This is good. This is
We're
good.
about this right now.
Jack,
That momentum is starting to change a little bit now. It's coming over to our side.
All right, here we go.
All right, here. It's about to go down.
All right, Steve. Steve, the way you're holding that controller, you're making me nervous.
Don't worry about it, bro.
You're gonna tire out your arms. You gotta like put your elbows on something.
Is that the
Hey, Joe.
technique?
Hey,
Is that the
That's
technique?
a freebie too, by the way. That's a freebie.
We're new at Madden.
Come on, come on.
Lots of back and forth. Lots of back and forth here between the Doc, Steve, and Jerry. Of course, a lot to say. Doc's offense slowed down a little bit now, but Steve and Jerry have come back. Trevor McNeil alongside Troy Welling here on the call. And well, Doc on the offense is coming out swinging here to start the second half.
I felt like I saw some time wasting from Doc. I'm not going to lie. I felt like he was getting a little scared in that first half. He got to stop the momentum. He's like, I'm just going to continue to run the ball. Not going to worry about them continue to get more points because, they kicked it into gear in that first half. We saw 0 points, not looking great on offense, and now, calling audibles, doing well, and 12 points on the board for them so far. The missed 2-point conversion does hurt a little bit, but it's either go for it now or you go for it later. Either way, you're going to have to go for it eventually if you're trying to tie the score up. So it's fair point. They didn't get it, though, and are still down by 9. So like Doc said earlier, 2-possession game here. Still 2 full quarters to go, though. 6 minutes left in this one. Doc looking pretty strong on offense as well. He's definitely been finding his momentum, but seen some good interceptions from the defense out of Steve and Jerry, though, too.
Coming over the board on both sides of the ball, really. Doc back to pass. Jimmy G get the completion to Taylor. It's good enough for a first down. Put him at the 41-yard line, and it's a good opening drive here for the Doc to come out. He, put up those points early, but since then really hasn't done a whole lot. Like you said, he kind of stalled out, didn't have a whole lot of momentum. And you heard Steve and Jerry say momentum starting to swing to their side in that second quarter.
Yeah, and that's why I saw Doc running a little more than usual, getting a little scared of that momentum, trying to just not get scored on again in that half. Eric Armstead almost getting a sack there, but avoiding it. Nice little drop for a loss still there, though, even with the catch. Raheem Mostert with that, but second 11, if they can hold Doc to 3 points here, be down by 12, still 2-possession game no matter what, but would limit that and make it a lot easier to come back from going into this. We'll see how much time Doc decides to keep spending on, though. If I was him, if it's Doc, he's probably not taking it easy. He's probably got an entire blueprint on what he needs to do this game.
Oh yeah. See what the play call is going to be. Jimmy G with the play action. Going to drop the roll all the way to the right. Bosa's not going to get there. He's airing it out long for Taylor in the end zone. Almost picked off, but going to be dropped down there. So ruled an incompletion. 3rd and 11 coming up, and Doc going for it all.
Yeah, Doc going for the glory there on 2nd and 11. Didn't have to do that, didn't have to risk it, but had a good one-on-one with Taylor there in the corner, so almost had the potential to get a huge point right there. But we'll see. He's still got to get a first down here, or at least in field goal position. 42-yard line is doable, but we'll see if Jimmy Gold got the kick still, and that is not going to help as he's going to go down. So there goes the field goal. Jason Verrett's going to come in with a huge sack to stop Doc from getting some points.
Coming from the edge there, Jimmy never saw it coming, and especially keeping them out of field goal range now on the other side of the 50. So punt team's going to come in. A lot of power behind this one as Doc's going to send it down, and that's going to go all the way to the end zone for a touchback. So looks like Jerry going to be the one to take back over on the 20. Down by 9, 2 possessions. We'll see what they do come up with this time. Got a long field in front of them halfway through this third quarter. Doc spent a lot of time on that drive, just unfortunately could not come away with any points.
Yeah, and you know, he's been pretty shut out in the last few possessions. Has not scored in a while. It was 21-0 at one point. So he's struggling on offense a little bit more. Nice running coming out from McKinnon here on offense. Gonna bring them another first down and get them about, looks like 12 or 13 yards there. As you can start to see, the momentum is heavily in favor of Jerry and Steve on that team. Looks like Jerry did take over on the sticks on offense. Steve was struggling a little bit earlier on, focusing on one receiver. He said it himself, got too honed in on one receiver, and it costed him. And we're seeing Jerry go for the big play. Doesn't get that reception off. Garoppolo's stat line also not the greatest, but definitely recoverable with a touchdown here.
Sure.
But yeah, if they get a touchdown, I mean, even if they get 3 points, this game is very much in hand here.
Yeah, absolutely just needs to come away with something here. 2nd and 10 coming up. Waiting the play call. Jimmy in the gun, tight end to the right. Kittle there. You see the hot routes coming out as well. So Jackson Training must have been doing very well here. Under pressure, bullet over the middle. It's going to be caught by Samuel across the 50. Flagged down. Wondering if that's going to be on the quarterback, and it is. Roughing the passer. So that is huge. And except that one, send him all the way down to the 33 now. And just like that, quick completion, pitch and catch, and they're down inside field goal range.
Something I saw earlier was Doc doesn't have to go for glory because he is the glory, and I wanted to point that out as I thought that was an incredible line, and something I would definitely see Doc say himself. So we'll see if he can continue that glory. But as of the last quarter and a half, he's yet to score. He's given up 12 points, and now they're in scoring position again. So is Doc losing momentum here? That's the kind of main question is. Does Doc have to just start time wasting to avoid getting an L here against two of the legends that, to be fair, didn't even play Madden really before this? So, Doc's got a lot on the line here for being the back-to-back two-time video game champion.
If we're going by the rules of recency, though, Steve and Jerry have the most recent championship under their belt coming into the year after that. Pass to the McKinnon on the outside. It's going to be caught. He's got to juke the corner, and he's going to the end zone. That one's going to be easy there for Jerick McKinnon, and that is going to significantly close this gap to a 3-point deficit. We'll see what the call is and see what the play is. Now, of course, with inside of one possession now, I'm excited to hear what these guys got to say, getting ready to turn it back over to the Doc. So let's take a listen in to Steve and Jerry.
We are on fire. Hey, you got me dancing right now, Doc. Cabbage. You remember that back in the day?
You did that.
Oh yeah. Hey, I might jump up and start doing the running man a little bit. Steve, it's on you now, bro.
That's quieter all of a sudden.
Bring it out, James.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. Bring it out.
All right.
All right, it's time to wake up. Come on, Doc, wake up.
I'm loving myself right now. Like T.O. say, I'm loving myself. Bring the popcorn.
All right, who's on the sticks now? Oh, I see it, Steve Young. The posture's back. The elbows up in the air. Blood circulation starting to lose it a little bit in his hands.
Hey, stop messing with my partner.
Here's my posture. And there's the tackle for
Stop messing with my partner.
How about this for this is my
Steve boy.
Doc, you're too young to know Mark Fidrich when he used to talk to the ball. There's a lot of different ways to do it, Doc. A lot of ways to do it.
Okay, all right.
Let's make a play, baby. We need a play.
Come on, Jimmy G. Fake that out. There you go.
Yeah.
Where are we going? Oh, this is no chance. There's no chance. There's no chance.
How many drops do we have tonight?
Doc, you can't throw it at desperation. I can sense you go up against double coverage.
Hey, Doc, you're getting out of your game plan now, okay?
A little bit.
I know you this game all night and stuff. You're getting away from your game plan.
Oh, too good.
Oh, this is so good. I'm having so much fun.
It's the third quarter, Jerry. 2 minutes left.
I'm having. Pick. Get it. Get it.
Uh-oh.
All right, there we go.
Have a lot of drops.
There we go. Hey, you want to go for it?
No. And I'm trying to win.
Who you yelling at?
Hit it. Come on.
Who are you yelling at, Doc?
What's the hit stick? I wonder if it's the thumb. It's got to be the thumbstick.
Hey, you having a conversation with yourself now?
This is it's what I do every day.
That's his life.
All right, let's go, Steve. Let's go. Right here, baby. It's showtime.
Here we go.
Getting greedy.
Oh, get that. There you go.
Oh!
Get up.
God!
Too greedy.
Steve!
Trying to win the game. You know what I'm saying? Trying to win small at once.
All right.
All right,
This is
Doc,
where
you got
we
it open.
sort of calibrate all the knobs and everything.
It bounced off that someone's helmet. It's all right.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go. He's cheered on
Here we go.
Jimmy now.
Here we go.
Right up the middle. Look at this. Oh.
What you got?
Eric Armstead brought him down. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Plenty of time, Doc. Plenty of time.
Little play action. Boom, boom, boom. Up and
Look
under.
at this.
It's right there in your hand, Samuel.
You've got some bad luck on these. You got to get your receivers back on track.
You know what, Steve? Thank you. I mean, I'm glad you're seeing the same thing I am because I know Jerry Rice isn't.
You've had 6 legitimate drops. 6. I like your play action game though.
Ooh, what do we got here?
He likes it. He likes it.
Come on. Now. Fumble. Let's go. That's what I'm. Hey, Doc. Hey, Doc. It's okay. It's all right. Fumble.
All right. Let's see if we can put
Come on.
something in here.
Let's
I
put
got
it away.
people
Let's
leaving
put
my
it.
arena to go to your arena right now. Hey, guys, come back.
Here we go.
What
Come on, I
happened?
can bring it back. Come on, guys.
All right. Here we go.
Mike's 57. 57's Mike. Get that quarterback at all costs. 57. Mike, 57.
It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. We got this, Steve. We got it.
We got a little game here. A little.
Hey, Doc, you okay?
I'm okay. I'm okay. You know, the Google
Hey, I'm just
prototype
checking.
scope.
I'm just checking on you. I'm checking on you.
Come on.
Oh, my God. Oh, Steve, I don't know about that one, Steve.
Did not like that one. I will admit. All right.
3rd and 8. 3rd and 8.
Tell me if you like this one. Tell me if you like this one. All right.
Okay.
Tell me if you like this.
Yeah,
one.
I like it. I like it.
Here we go.
I like it.
I think you.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Get it out of your hands.
Kick your field goal. Kick your field goal.
Field
Get it out of
goal,
your hands.
Steve. Will pull it up.
Kick field goal.
Or you could try to go for it. I mean,
No,
it's up to you.
we're not going to. No.
47-yard field goal.
We can do it.
Oh, nice.
God! God!
All right.
That's okay. Hey,
It's a windy night. It's a windy night in Santa Clara.
It's getting down to the wire. Here, Joe, you got it stitched down.
All right.
So we're up. See, third quarter, 11 seconds left. You know, let me just evaluate the game here.
Hey, Doc, I'm back on it. I'm back on it
Good.
right now.
Hey, please get right into the screen. I need you.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Uh-oh.
Come on, make it. There we go. That's okay. That's all right. Look at that. That's all right.
All right, fourth quarter, though.
Way to come up, Eric Davis. Way to come up. Bring heat. Fourth quarter, baby.
Look at this game.
Doc.
Hey,
Alabama
Steve.
4.
Steve, he's at 4.
Got the Alabama 4 up.
Hey, Steve, you know, or well, you guys know that. I mean, I could throw 70-yard bombs in real life. I just want to make sure. I just want to clarify that. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna run it. Oh, wow, nice run.
Let's
Okay.
go.
All right. Okay.
You see, we're starting to go a little bit deeper into the playbook, past the table of contents.
A gain of 15.
It's okay.
First
It's okay.
down, San Francisco.
Mm-hmm. Right now. Right now.
Here we go.
I don't know if I like my play call, but I kind of do at the same time.
He's holding.
Kick.
Oh, look at this. Doc's feeling it now all of a sudden.
Huh.
Doc's feeling it.
Where is this coming from?
Come on, baby.
He's just showing like.
Yeah.
He's
You
showing.
sneaky.
You know what, Jerry? He's showing some resilience.
You sneaky, man.
I like it. I like it. This guy's tougher than you think. We're in a little.
Here we go.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
You gonna run it? Oh, look at this.
Yeah.
It's a nice little fourth quarter drive.
Yeah,
got
he's
going
changing.
here.
He's trying to change the strategy a little bit.
Just a tad. I mean, I didn't, like I said, I didn't want to go too deep into the playbook, but we're a couple pages in now.
Just got to adjust. That's all. That's okay. That's okay. It's okay.
All right, Doc.
Here we go.
Let me see.
21. Here we go. 54, right there.
Oh, with motion. Look at this, fancy.
I'm gonna pick this off. I'm gonna pick it off. Pick it off.
Trips.
Pick it off.
Oh, he's got it.
God, you right there. Catch that.
Man, you were in position, though. You were in position.
Doc.
You scared me.
That one, Doc. Doc, I didn't like that one. I didn't like you. When you let that go, I thought you were in trouble.
All right. Right.
I wanted to go outside, but
I'm ready for this run too. I know you're gonna run this.
You like the stretch run.
I know you're gonna run this.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Tony Romo making the call.
Hey, I'm in your head right now, Doc. I don't know if it's a good place to be, but I'm in your head right now.
Third down.
Doc, all of a sudden he's quiet now.
He's concentrating. He's got a nice flow going.
Oh.
Did you have somebody catch the ball flying?
Oh, I love this. I love this setup.
He likes it.
Oh, he likes it. He likes it for some reason.
Pick!
There we go. Come on. Come on.
No!
Give me some swag. Give me some swag. That's what I'm talking about. I salute you back.
I'm back on the sticks, Jerry.
The Niners take over first and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
All right, Steve.
Here we go. He's right.
Here we go. 180. Yeah. You don't want none. Hey, check.
He's got it.
Oh, my man.
Oh,
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Are you?
What in the world? Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Hey, that's a way to just give your receiver a chance. That's all you got to do. Come on, Steve.
That's what you told me all along, right?
Hey, throw it up.
Doc, how many times did he tell me, Steve, if you want to win, just throw the ball?
Just throw it up, baby.
Get up in there. He's holding. I'm telling you, these refs.
What?
Hold on, I forgot to ask who's on the sticks, because I mean that completely changes my game plan.
Steve
on the
okay,
sticks.
all right. Okay, that's
Greedy.
great
Mr.
information.
Mr. Greedy.
You can't tell by the way he's holding it up.
Single. I got 11.
Uh-oh. He got 2 feet
Out of
in.
bounds. Out of bounds. Out of bounds.
I might challenge that. I'm going to challenge it. How do I challenge?
He's right. I think he got it.
Can I challenge it? Oh, you can't challenge play. There's nothing to challenge. What do you mean?
Where's the instant replay? Doc, I thought you had that one. I will admit. That was a late throw.
Yeah.
What's happening?
It's a pause. You get a pause. Doc's
So
pause
it says
the
waiting.
game.
It says waiting for
he's
your
bitter.
peer to resume online.
Oh, the bitter pause. He's trying to shake off the bitterness he has for not getting a review.
Trying to get Seifert to throw in the red flag.
What is it?
He's probably going, what the heck is this?
You know what to do here. You know what to do here. Okay. You know what to do here. Let's go.
Okay, hold on. Let's see. 3rd and inches, little play action. I mean, is that what you're thinking? Is that what you're thinking?
Just dive in the line. Okay. Dive in the line. No big deal.
Here we go. 180. Rabbit.
Perfect. There you go.
How are you not a...
Hey, Doc.
How's he not attacking that hole? Why are you standing there? All right.
I've thrown 3 picks on this play that I'm not giving up.
Come on, Steve. I trust you. Come on.
I'm not giving up.
Come on.
Come on, Jimmy.
Come on.
Come on, Jimmy.
Here we go.
Black 80. Check. Watch 54. Go ahead.
All right. There we go. Hey,
come on,
there
Jimmy.
we go.
Good play.
That's what we do it. Hey, 4th quarter. That's what we do it. Just like that. Come on, Steve.
There we go.
Oh, red zone.
Come on, Steve.
Come on, baby.
Come on. Woo.
Here we go. 180. Let's get off the field. Hey, come on.
Uh-oh. No! Oh!
That was huge.
Yeah! Oh, too aggressive.
Let's go, baby. Oh.
He's too aggressive. What
I wish my receivers could catch like him.
What a fake John Taylor.
That's all right. Let's play some defense.
It's fake John Taylor.
Play some defense.
Here we go. 180. 54. Here we go.
Oh, no.
Oh, come on.
Let's milk this clock a little bit. I mean, it's up to you to throw some timeouts out there, you know?
Woo.
A gain of 14. First down, San Francisco.
Come on, Steve. You got him. You got him.
Let's do it.
You got him. He's going to get greedy.
Here we go. 180. Hey.
Am I going to...
Okay, that's okay. That's okay.
Milking the clock.
That's okay. It's okay.
Milking the clock.
It's okay. It's okay.
Fred Warner in on the tackle. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 38-yard line.
It's going to be a run.
Fred Warner.
He's going to
Oh, let me just go ahead and stretch out a little bit here. Touch my toes. Oh.
2-minute warning.
He's going to run it. You gonna throw it, Doc? You gonna throw it?
It's probably not the smartest play in this particular position, Jerry.
Here we go.
Come on, make that tackle. There we go. There we go right there. You better throw it now.
86.
Huh? What are you thinking, Doctor?
Third down, huh?
What are you thinking right now?
Oh, we got a nice little.
What
This
you
one I
thinking
pulled out
right
of my
now?
sock. I had this one saved in my sock.
Oh, let's see it then. Okay, all right. All right. Come on, Steve. Right now. Get him.
That was out of bounds.
Incomplete.
Out of bounds.
Do you see these refs, Steve?
Well, no. Debo did not drag his foot, Doc. I have to tell you. Debo screwed you on that one. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
Can I challenge that? Oh man, I can't.
What's up, Jax?
Let's go.
I'll stay right there.
All right, Jerry.
All right, here we go, baby.
Oh, Jerry.
Hey,
1 minute and 18 seconds.
Yeah, hey. I visualized this all night long. I was thinking about this. It's time to go get it. Let's go, baby. Let's go right now. I'm feeling it. All right. Come on.
Oh, it's late, Jerry. Be careful.
Oh,
Doc!
Oh,
that was game, Doc.
I'll tell you right now, if you guys win this game,
plenty of time up here.
if you guys win this
Here we
game,
go.
I'll take you guys for a spin in the Lambo.
The Lambo.
Oh, okay. Let's go.
Here we go. 54's Mike. Check. Watch the
Lemon.
54. 11. Check Mike 54.
Did you not hit her?
God.
Oh. 3rd and 10.
Yeah,
Man, that was fast.
We need this. That's okay. That's all right. Been here many times.
4 down territory.
Been here many times, Steve.
65.
Oh,
you got to catch that.
Woo, how do you drop that?
You got to catch that.
I think you got to go for it, right? Yep, you got to go for it.
Daniel's been off all game. Both sides.
Game time. Wow, what a throw. Debo's dropping balls on both sides, Doc.
All right, here we go.
Both sides.
Time to make a play.
Here we go. 180. Hey, defense. Stick. Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57.
Here we go.
I like it.
Here we go.
He's got it. Oh!
Yeah.
Jimmy G, you gotta connect with that, Jimmy.
When's the rematch, Doc?
Yeah.
When's the rematch?
Tomorrow.
Yes.
Early
We don't
morning.
like Luke.
God,
I thought I had it.
Right there. 50.
Oh.
Look at that.
this run.
Fumble.
You know what? I'm not even concerned about running out the clock. I'm picking my play. I'm getting right up to the line. My guys are huffing and puffing. The coach is screaming at me right now. But Jimmy G wants to get the job done.
Talking again now.
Now
You're talking again.
Jimmy G wants to get the job done. Seifert's screaming at him from the sidelines. Just kneel down.
Fumble.
We have haven't heard the doc like this in a quarter.
Yeah. He was all quiet. Now he's talking again.
It's the second quarter.
Hey, I was having mic issues over here. Just typical streaming technical stuff.
Look at this.
Oh, that's okay. Good game.
All right, Doc.
Good game.
Oh no!
What a game!
Good game. All right.
You guys kept it interesting. I mean, listen, I don't.
Yeah.
For not playing.
Doc, Doc, we had you on the hook.
Look at that smirk on your face.
We had you on the hook.
Yeah, you were all
Doc, we had that ball.
Talking again.
When we had that ball down the red zone, let's be honest, you puckered up a little bit, yeah?
Again, I mean, I was having microphone issues. The battery on my controller is going in and out. We're just trying to make sure everything's. Absolutely, man. That was a lot of fun.
Too much fun. Jerry and I haven't had that much fun in a long time, so.
We appreciate it, man.
You're the best.
Hey,
thank you.
Hey, thank you. Hey, and by the way, I did receive the San Francisco 49ers helmet signed by Jerry Rice and Steve Young. Yeah, this is going in the trophy room. Trust me.
Nice.
I appreciate that.
And everybody out there, we're raising money for 8 to 80 now. Level the playfield technology in inner cities. Come on.
Let's do it. Let's keep it going.
Raise the money.
Exclamation mark 8 to 80 in my chat. It's fantastic.
Dr. Disrespect.
Doc, we appreciate you coming on.
Thanks a lot, man.
It really means a lot
Thanks
to
for
us.
taking the time.
Bringing the full weight of all you are. You made us look good. We appreciate you a lot.
Appreciate that.
No, you and
But I
you
don't
guys
love
made me look
losing.
good too.
I
And you
don't
guys
like
made me
losing.
look good too.
Hey, we're in it
Hey,
together,
thank you
bro.
for
We're
having
in
me
it
on.
together. We're in it together.
Thank you for having me on.
Tremendous.
How much more time do you have on the charity stream? I mean, that's a 24-hour stream, isn't it?
We go all the way till tomorrow morning.
Both of you guys too?
No, not so much, Doc. I think you're going to see. We're about done right now. It's time for dinner.
Okay.
I'm
all right.
We got to work off this loss. We don't like losing.
Next time we'll get it.
All right, Doc.
Hey,
right,
thank
Doc,
you for
take
having
care.
me.
You
All
bet.
right, take care.
You're the man. Okay.
When all is said and done, Dr. Disrespect comes out with a 21-19 victory over Steve and Jerry. They're going to have some dinner to brush it off. You know, they did all the talking that we didn't even have to. I mean, those guys just chirping at each other all day long, and I couldn't ask for a better showcase.
Yeah, I just want to point out that Doc didn't score a single point besides out of when he got in the first half. It was 21-0, and he got completely shut out on defense for the rest of the game. Couple of crucial mistakes from both sides at the end of that game made it really close. I mean, you saw an interception back and forth both ways. A missed field goal actually would have put them ahead, but they ended up, shanking it left on 47 yards. So, I mean, could have gone the way of the Legends this time, but Doc becomes the 3-time champion. Back-to-back 2 times, and now wins this. Congratulations to the Doc.
I mean, and he's been out of it. I mean, it's 26 years later since he won his title. So now here he is in 2020, gets the title here for this show match. And I mean, I'm sure he's feeling fine after that, after beating those two up a little bit. But I mean, from both sides of the ball, those guys were just, Jimmy G was off on both sides. I mean, Steve and Jerry, 11 for 26, 200 yards, 1 touchdown, 7 picks. On the other side, 8 for 26, 122, a touchdown for 3 interceptions. So Jimmy G, 10 picks on the day. Not great.
A lot of crucial drops, too, we saw from both sides. It's not like either one of them had some terrible, one didn't. It was like both sides had some rough drops. Jimmy G was not on target sometimes, and that's it tends to be the case in Madden when you're going at it like that. You're just playing the same team. At least you're playing at the same similar skill levels, so they got to play against each other. There's no advantage on one side or the other. They're both playing the 49ers, but a very, very entertaining game. That was really kicked off in that second half. Started to see some points come back on the side of Steve Young and Jerry Rice, and it really was close to a great comeback.
Oh, absolutely. And of course, you heard Steve mention it there at the end as they were giving their farewells. This whole thing for the 8 to 80 and the Forever Young Foundation. You can go to foreveryoung.org for more information and for donating. We've had a lot of you guys helping us and supporting the cause and donating along the way, even just being here. But of course, as they touched on a little bit, the 24-hour stream still going on. Jackson is partaking in that, and that is a phenomenal feat. I mean, if anyone's ever streamed for 24 hours, you know how taxing that is on you. It's insane, and it's not easy to do. So if you have the time, go ahead, swing by, support him as well. Continue this because it doesn't stop here. Even though Doc and Jerry and Steve got to go do their own thing, the buck doesn't stop here.
Yeah, still a lot of fun. 8 to 80, obviously huge shout out to Skillshot for the showcase. Shout out to Madden being able to partake in a really awesome just showcase of events. We obviously had a couple of showcase matches earlier on with the Atlanta versus Tampa Bay centers for 8 to 80. That was a lot of fun. Saw a 115-point game in the mix of that. Was absolutely insane. And then got to finish it off with a fantastic event between Doc and two of the greatest to ever do it, Steve Young and Jerry Rice. Just a fantastic event. Really, really happy to be part of it.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it any better myself. It's been a pleasure. You and I have casted together so many times, so many separate titles. I mean, it's been a blast time and time again. Troy, if you want to go ahead, this is your time to shine. I had my 15 seconds at the top of the show. Where can people find you if they want to follow you on the internets?
At Pibcast on anything, 3Bs, so PIBBB casts, and that's pretty much my tag on everything Pib, just on Twitch. Not a YouTube streamer, unfortunately. Sorry to the YouTube fam, but really, just a pleasure to be here. Of course, my name is Troy Welling on everything Pibcast. That's where you can find me.
Well, Troy, unfortunately, with the conclusion of the show match, thus concludes the rest of the show. It's been a pleasure to have you alongside. At Pibcast, you heard him. Hit him with the follow. Give him all the attention that he knows that he thinks he deserves. At Confused Caribou for myself, if you want to hit me up. But this is the end of the road. We have had a phenomenal show. We've shown you the good, the bad, and the ugly. A lot of interceptions, a lot of turnovers on the night. Laughing, some crying as some people were losing. Most importantly, you saw a lot of good Madden 21. It started off with the Atlanta and Tampa show matches that then moved into the main event with Steve Young and Jerry Rice taking on the two, maybe even the three-time now, Dr. Disrespect. But ultimately, there can only be one champion of the belt, and that one, of course, was, with a score of 21-19, the Doc, coming away with the victory. On behalf of everyone at Skillshot Media, the Forever Young Foundation, EA, NFL, and the entire cast and crew working behind the scenes, we would like to thank you all for watching and being a part of this 8 to 80 Charity Blitz Skillshot Showcase. But we're not done just yet. Be sure to head over to youtube.com/FY Foundation to be a part of the Forever Young 24-hour charity event happening right now, and make sure to do your part to support an awesome cause by giving online at foreveryoung.org. Until next time, my name is Trevor McNeil. Good night and stay safe.